internet is like that sometimes. It is fickle about who gets to hear what sound.
Alright, well, I've turned Packrat down a bit. We're officially here now. Okay, the stream is happening. It's real. Welcome everyone to CPL Match of the Week. We're finally here after that little hiccup there. I'm Neblime, joined here by Packrat, as I'm sure you know. You heard me say his name 15 times just now. We're here for a hell of a week, I think, or at least a hell of a cast. We have Group 42, which I think is probably the group of death for Week 2. We have some incredible players in here: Doodle, Kiko, Pandor, Jiffy Mix, and Exit. And I think these games are going to be like way too good. What do you think, Packrat?
I'm pretty excited. They should be high level.
Yeah, well, let's get into them because he wasted enough time.
Jesus Christ!
Huh?
Did you post in the CPL room?
Yes, I did. Oh no, I didn't press the confirmation. You know when you do it at everyone, it's like, oh, it's gonna send this to everyone, and I didn't press that, but that's alright, I'm on it. Alright. Getting into our first game here now. In the top right, in the red, we have Doodle. And the bottom left, in the teal, we have Chobo now. I think that is an AK, of course. Let me check who that was in fact.
I'm betting that's Exit.
Yes,
I'm gonna just
yes,
call it here.
Yes, that's correct. So
that sounds...
Yeah.
Sounds like him.
He's race picking this season, right? Or is he playing pure Protoss? Because I didn't down as race picking, but was he actually playing pure Protoss?
I do not know. All I know is if he does attempt to play Terran, he probably ought to be booted. His Terran, the BSL 14 Shobo, he won Shobo League in BSL 13, I think, with his Terran.
Turning Packrat down, everyone. I'm on it.
So that is the meme. I would expect maybe he's playing Protoss and race picking out of PvP? Everyone hates PvP, man.
That's what I thought it was.
Well, no,
doing,
wait, because this is PvP, so they can't be doing that.
Yeah, exactly. So my bad, everyone. He's actually a pure Protoss here. But yeah, Exit definitely a really good player here. Now, his Protoss might not be as good. That's what we're here to find out, I guess. But Doodle definitely no slacker in his own. Like, he's definitely one of the strongest Protoss in CPL too.
I'm honestly a little surprised Doodle's allowed to play Protoss in the CPL either. I think he was playing Terran last season.
So if
he's like a Protoss main.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, this probe coming out at a weird path. So can anyone confirm Packrat's voice is at a good volume now? Because I've been tweaking it. Look at this. He goes around to check for the proxy, but they're going to meet anyway. This is kind of like those probes at Starcross levels. They had to meet.
Yeah. I guess you could proxy your fellow Protoss on this map, but it looks like neither of them is going for a 2-gate or anything like that. Both taking their gas right away. No pylons out on the map just yet, so we'll have to wait at least a little bit for any shenanigans. Cybercore goes down for Doodle, and then for Exit right away as well.
Somehow I looked at that simulator in the production tab and I'm like, oh my god, it's a Citadel. I don't know why I saw that. I guess I'm just scarred.
That would be a pretty sick build, the 2-minute right? Citadel.
What would you even do? You'd have to go like Forge.
I don't know, yeah, Forge.
So
looks like we have a deviation here. Doodle's gonna go for a Zealot.
Oh wait,
and
a pylon.
And a Manor pylon.
I wish there's some way to show on the stream whose pylon this was, but there is not.
I don't think there is. No, you can see it on the mini-map. How do you feel about... Before we get into the meat of the game, how do you feel about using use map settings for your games?
Oh, I feel like there's settings?
I feel like there's like a in the like lawful neutral chaotic good type grid. Yeah. I think use map settings is chaotic evil.
No, I think it's lawful evil because people do that with like cheap maps that have like. Oh no, that isn't lawful though, is it? You know. What are the options? Yeah. There's like chaotic evil is probably like.
Maybe it's just
capture
chaotic
the flag.
neutral.
I would say. Use that capture flag.
Maybe chaotic neutral is use map settings. It's correct, but it's pretty weird.
I bet if you start capture the flag, most people would be like, "What even is this?" They wouldn't realize until you steal their flag and win. Okay, Zealot coming up here. Now, if you just make the 1, are you really supposed to send it like this, or isn't it mostly defensive? I mean, I guess you can stop this mana pylon from going down for some time. But look, he's going to go for the probes here.
Yeah, I would assume it's just to harass probes. He's already. Well, I would say he's already ahead. He's even on pros because of the Manor pylon. Gonna get a couple here, maybe?
Oh, I thought he was gonna get a second one, but he gets Mineral into Oblivion. That probe actually got out of there somehow. When did that even happen? I don't even... What? How did that probe get out? Oh, I didn't even notice. There's a mana-ish pylon Doodle's base, but it's not really in the best position, so it doesn't do as much.
See, Exit is playing as the color that I don't think they should have put in the game because it looks almost exactly like the resource patches.
Well, it's not as bad as when we had Cyan for a hot minute, remember?
True.
I wish they kept in those, like, bullshit colors. They were fun.
This probe for Exit, well, I was gonna say is looking cheeky, but it looks like he might have just wanted to get a rescout. I'm not sure if he's gonna get to see anything all that good with 2 Dragoons at the front, but he might catch a glimpse of what looks like a Nexus about to go down. Let's see. Nope, does not. That's a little rough. He's putting down 2 gateways of his own, though, so he might not need the scout. I feel like...
Yeah, I mean, surely when you're going 3 gate, if you didn't get a scout, you're like, well, okay, I guess I'm just going to attack and see what happens. Because if you don't, then why were you even going 3 gate, right?
I'm not a PvP expert, but I think 3 gate versus 1 gate is good for the person with 3 gate.
Well, I would say that depends entirely what that 1 gate is producing. There's a certain unit you can make. I don't know if you've heard of it. You probably haven't seen it. It's very stealthy.
Yeah, no, I've never seen one in my life, I don't think. I just come back to an empty drone line.
Nice.
Looks like Doodle's putting down his own 2 gates, so it might be a limited window for Exit to get anything done here with his own 3 gates. But his 3 gates are up, and Doodle's 3 gates are still warping in. That leaves a pretty big window.
Well, theoretically, Exit should be able to bust, right? Because he'll just have, like, the production round, even with the rally time. I don't know, the rally time's a bit long on Eclipse. I feel like Exit should be able to do this, but it won't necessarily be easy.
I think he needs to go, like, with this round of Dragoons.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like he might expand himself, because he's getting this pylon out here. Or maybe that's just to make Doodle think he's going to expand?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I hope that's a fake. I hope he's not considering expanding. I don't think that would be wise.
Alright, so Doodle sees how many goons are out. I think he has a pretty good idea now. Yeah, will he be able to hold?
Still, like, five goons for Doodle and 3 more in the gateways? I mean, this is not definitely not just going to get easily run over. Being down 1 Dragoon does matter.
He has a window here, though, before these goons pop out and get down the ramp, and you know goons have a hard time getting down the ramps. In fact, Doodle moves forward. I don't know if that was the play, necessarily.
Like, gets the first goon kill, though.
Well, pretty even trade so far. I guess an even trade suits Doodle okay here. Yeah, and look at that, now he has the goon count. I guess it's alright. Ooh. Man.
Can't fight up that hill, though. Being uphill is like all your units having 50% more HP, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's very good.
So, Exit doesn't know there's a Nexus for sure, right? But the fact that Doodle is on high ground gives a pretty good indication, right? Look at that, nice engaging, that goon on the edge, goon's pushing back here, that probe trying to come out to scout at the wrong time. He could have just waited a few minutes.
Pretty cheeky.
Alright, there we go, the AI pylon finally going down. It definitely needed this, I think, to defend here, although it's a bit far back. And look at the Citadel coming up for Exit back here in the base. So, it's not the counter of the 3 gate, it is the 3 gate.
Yeah, Exit is not interested in playing too long of a game. It seems like there is a robo already up for Doodle, though.
Yeah, that pylon went down real fast. Honestly, a bit of a waste of minerals for Doodle when he's kind of under the pump here. I feel like he should have started engaging when the enemy was shooting that.
He's got 8 Dragoons to 7 and the Arc. I don't think he can be busted here.
Ooh, but he's not going for Observer here, he's going for Reaver. Now, there is a bit of time still for sure before the Temple Archive comes up. He definitely should have time for an Observer if he throws down an Observatory soon. Guess we'll see.
Yeah, the only danger is there's no shuttle in production. If he goes, like, Reaver into shuttle, or, like, shuttle into Reaver or something, that could leave him with not enough time. He's going to make the Reaver first.
Again, we need to see that Observatory, because the Temple Archives is on its way. Man, he might have no idea. He might be thinking it's just pure goon coming in here. I mean, I guess there's no
cannon at home for Doodle, or for Exit, just in case.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Because you haven't
in the
confirmed
base.
the robo, yeah.
Ooh, but there's an observatory being built right now, and I think that will be in time. There's no proxy gateway or anything. As long as he doesn't build a shuttle after the Reaver, I think this observer will be more than in time.
Well, here's the question, though. Is Exit going to get a Nexus of his own? Because he can more or less afford it. Well, he's got 3 Dark Templars. And Doodle won't be able to move out until he has more than 1 observer, for sure. In fact, he's not even starting the first one yet. Uh-oh, he made a second Reaver. I don't know if these DTs come straight across, you never know. And honestly, if there's no shuttle out, he might be able to pick off the Reavers on the ground, which is well worth it. I mean, I've never seen a situation... I've never seen a situation quite like this, to be honest, where it's 3 gate versus expand, then 3 gate, then you go straight into DTs. I've never actually seen that in PvP, so I'm not really sure what the kind of playbook is.
I don't think you usually go DT follow-up for 3 gate expand, but I mean, it's PvP, you can kind of do what you want. And there are 3 Dark Templar heading across the map right now. I do not think this observer is going to be in time. He would need to start it immediately.
Well, okay, you're right, but I mean, they're not probably going to end the game because there's a lot of units to block here. I mean, if Doodle loses a few to DTs, I think he can still defend this choke pretty easily. So he's definitely going to do damage, though, that's for sure. The question is he going to slip into the main undetected? Because then this might be game ending. Oh, look at that. Oh, it blocks, but he's going after the Reaver. But that does let Doodle know that something's up here. I mean, that poor Reaver. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I think Doodle can just absorb the losses. I feel like if you're exit, the play might be to go for the probes rather than these Dragoons, because he has 14 probes down, shield battery coming up.
And here's the observer, so this is over.
And that's that.
I don't think that's quite enough.
3 DTs for 2 Dragoons and a Reaver? I don't think that equalizes.
He only used 2, another one's coming in. Okay, now it's 3 DTs. Kind of suicidal there. Looks like Exit going to try and get in here, but I don't know if this is going to work out. There's a lot of goons, even a shield battery. There's no hope for this small force of Dragoons from Exit. He is just throwing his army away right now.
Shoot down the ramp, though.
Yeah, it doesn't need to.
Probably
it doesn't
not.
need to.
No,
There's
this arc is too good.
Yeah. Filling the natural blue goo there. When will the senseless slaughter stop? These people have
Doodle
already died
now
once.
Double supply. Doodle's now almost double supply.
Yeah, but he does have expansion up now. And the thing is, he will be able to get the storms faster, so if the game goes really long, I feel like he still potentially can come back here. The question is...
It's like you might go for Speed Zealot, many gateway Speed Zealot. That can be one way if your opponent is staying on Dragoons for a long time and you can catch them before they have Storm or too many Reavers.
But he got Shuttle Speed here, so look, he's getting Scarab damage, so I think he's going to have the perfect counter to that with plenty of Reavers. Because Reavers chew through those poor Zealots.
Yeah. He's got shuttle speed, but no shuttle. Being careful with the observers, which I think is smart. I feel like if you're Doodle, you probably know you're ahead here, and there's not a whole lot of... You don't need to rush it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if he waits too long, Exit can kind of equalize, but the number of probes is just so different here. 47 to 28. Exit really not in a good position here at all, and he's not even making more probes. He's trying to work with what he has. That's Citadel Thunder coming up here as well for Doodle. Does Doodle have a forge? He does not, does he? So no upgrades either. Look.
No forge.
Exit's
+1 matters, but I have heard from my good Protoss friends that +1 doesn't matter that much. It's like it turns... I think it makes us to like 9 Dragoons, or like 8 Dragoons, or even with 9 or something.
Right, but as the game goes on, if he gets +2 maybe... I don't know, like anything can happen here, because there's no forge whatsoever for Doodle yet. Presumably when he takes his 3rd base, he's going to get one. Just playing conservative here. Look, Exit's like basically dead, but... he has these, like, you know, little edges here. I don't know.
Doodle does have to go kill him, I guess, would be the point, you know? Like, if Doodle just waits... There's a double gas on this map. I'm surprised Exit hasn't just gone for that, you know? Like, if you're...
Yeah, why not?
Maybe he should have expanded right to the double gas.
Chill always reminds us it's a Flash-approved strategy. Just go for that base.
Flash-approved?
Yep.
I don't know if anybody watched... Right? Was ASL 11?
Yes.
Just fast expand to the double gas on Eclipse at DAP.
Right, Storm is ready, by the way. Doodle coming up here. The speed shuttle, sometimes too fast to control it. He doesn't fly it right into the greens. Where are the Storms at? There's one. There's another. Man, there's just so many greens here. But the Storm's doing good damage, but I just don't feel like Exit actually has enough. Is there one more Storm left? Nope, that's all of them.
This arc is too good, too. He's got all of his Dragoons in a nice C, and I think he's just gonna completely eat Exit's army.
This Reavers. He doesn't even need them with the army. They're coming down.
I know.
There's a cannon there, but sometimes the cannon even is a good target for the Scarabs. Oh my god!
That's all the probes, and now even if he does somehow lose this army, it won't matter.
Yeah, absolutely not. He didn't have that many probes. Oh, look at his going into the end. Honestly, Exit should surrender to stop the slaughter. Doesn't he care about his probes? Oh, oh god.
I have to assume that Exit's just digesting the loss at this point.
Yeah. Well, maybe he likes watching the explosions. Decent Storm goes down. I mean... good damage there. These goons are all very low, but I mean, what are you going to do?
5 probes?
Yeah.
That's game.
Well, I reckon Doodle's kind of going like, yeah, that's right. You can't just pick up Protoss. You gotta work like I have. Scarab damage doing work on those probes. Do you need Scarab damage for that? I have my doubts. Oh, gosh.
Right game.
Just making sure they're super dead, just, you know. Man, I'm wondering what's happening in this game with that replay download speed. Must be an intense game. Alright, we're going to jump into our next game just in a second here. Of course, this being linked to every game is on a clip, so I'm sure you guys know the drill by now. Alright, in the top right, in the red, we have Jiffy Mix, and the bottom left in the teal, we have Doodle. Still the same colours as before.
Alright, we're on, it's use map settings again, which means Doodle is the host. Yeah, Doodle must be the UMS hoster, the chaotic neutral.
He's actually on cheat maps this entire time. That's why he won the last game. He has like full map vision or something. Actually, then why?
Yeah, that's how he could afford 3 gates and the Nexus, and his opponent can only afford 3 gates. Galaxy brain.
Yeah.
This should be a really good match though. Jiffy Mix is a pretty good player.
Definitely.
Long time Zerg, and I think this is a good PvZ map. It's a very interesting map for PvZ because the way that the corner bases work.
Yeah. Well, I think there's like
pulls the game in an interesting direction. I think
in the late game there's like a clear imperative for both sides to try and secure the top left, right, and that kind of will decide it most of the time.
Kind of. I think you can offset not getting the top left with holding the bottom right.
Yeah.
Because usually if you have one of those bases, you get them both.
I think that's true for Zerg, but I don't think that's true for Protoss, because I don't know if Protoss can really hold those in the long term if you get to that kind of game. However, we'll see. I guess Pros had pulled it off before. It seems very tricky. Now, it is a gateway expand, finally. To answer tech in the chat, so there's a preseason, which is what we're watching the cast of now. Players sign up with their MMR and such, and they get put in preseason matches based on that. And based on how they perform in the preseason, they'll be assigned to a tier and distributed amongst teams. So we are seeing it right now. Although I don't have any doubts that probably all the players in this group are going to end up in tier 0, just because it's a very high skill group. In fact, probably maybe the kind of groups we're casting now, some of the players might end up being too good and have to just be coaches, but we'll see. Now it's
Teammates going for the sneaky drone. You would like not to get your hatchery blocked by this probe, so if you can sneak the drone around, it is convenient if you can get the mineral on time. Wow. Getting that blocked is just the worst. Sometimes you'll see people, you can hide it in the corner behind the minerals sometimes. There's a few different tricks Zergs will do.
Yeah. I didn't even see it. It was so sneaky, Caster missed it. Although, honestly, you don't do that sneaky to miss me. I remember that game Sate and I were casting, I think it was the last time we casted together, and it was like, oh wow, this game's interesting. Then we look over and there's like one zealot that's killed all the drones somewhere, and we're like, oh.
And Jiffy Mix has not scouted Doodle's front, and yet has gone straight for 6 lings, so either he knows that Doodle is going to go gate FE, or just has some kind of read on that. Because usually you want to know.
He's the kind of player who just always does that. We don't know for sure.
True.
And look at this sneaky zealot though. One player like outthinking the next, and then the web keeps being weaved more intricately. He's countering those 6 slings just by running around the side, and of course he'll be able to defend, I think, fine with probe and a zealot here. It is tight on the right, yes.
Yes, but it's annoying because he might start getting the gateway chip down. Also, Jiffy Mix, I think, should know when he sees this that there's another zealot on the map somewhere.
Yeah,
it looks like he already has the 4 lings at home.
Because there's no way you could have Nexus first and have a zealot out, right? So he knows it must have been just a gate. And then,
and now this is danger zone. Is this zealot's going to go down? Oop, but the other one comes out just in time, so just going to lose a zealot, which isn't too bad.
Well, more links did get made at home, though. You're right. Jiffy Mix is aware this zealot was out, so I don't think Doodle's getting anything done here. And honestly, it was a reasonably efficient trade for Jiffy Mix killing that other zealot. But look at this. A lot more links being made. I don't know if Jiffy Mix is just over-defending here. He's playing some kind of counterattack, but I think Doodle would have seen it. I don't know. I kind of like Zerg's position, but at the same time, I kind of don't.
If you get a couple early zealot kills like this, I think you can really put the fear of God into Protoss by making a few lings.
But
like you're just going to get complete map control, and then you can make all the drones you want.
If Protoss is suitably scared and gets like second cannon here or something, things will be fine because Zerg made so many Zerglings. In fact, he's still making more. Zerg, I think, is definitely committing to a link counterattack here. Now, the probe came across to have a look at the third base, but already so many lings are out. I don't know. He's starting to drone again now, so maybe it's kind of a half measure.
The fact that there's no gas and speed means that this is probably not meant to be an all-in. Just wants to be very...
I mean, I don't know. He has so many. I feel like he better attack. I mean, I guess he's keeping his 4 home, which kind of shows he's not thinking of attacking here. But then I feel like Protoss has done a good job. Yes, he's lost all map control, but in exchange, there's only 10 drones right now.
Yeah, but with the Cybernetics Core just starting, it's very difficult.
Not even being mined. I mean,
to get a read on what's going on.
I don't know, man. I think Protoss is in a much better position here. Yeah, the drones will come up quickly, but Protoss progressing fine. He got his Nexus on time and everything. Hasn't been forced to make a second cannon yet. See if it proves necessary. That probe trying to keep itself alive as best it can.
Yeah, and it looks like Jiffy Mix is going for the get a lot of hatcheries style. Probably.
Yeah, the what is it, 5 hatch before lair type thing?
I don't know if it's gonna be 5. He's mining gas already, so I'd expect a lair short. Oh, it's gonna be link speed. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I ripped that probe. I thought he was gonna make it home, but they were waiting for him. So yeah, link speed first here now. Look.
And then back off of gas. Yeah, I think he is gonna go into 5 hatcheries and mini drones.
Well, he could just be making a lot of lings, but if that was the case, I question how many drones he actually made. If he did want to go for a ling all in here.
You don't need 19 drones to make all the lings. That's way too many.
How many drones do you need to support one hatchling production?
Three drones will support 1 hatchery of Zergling production constantly.
So you could have 9 drones in the main, and have 3 bases, and that's all you need to make lings. My god.
Just about, yeah. I think you might need like
overlords?
1 more. You might need 1 more to cover the overlords if you're doing it off 3 hatches, but. Hydrogen coming down. It looks like this should be plenty in time. The Stargate, I think, is already finished, and there's our first Corsair. But if Jiffy Mix has the micro, I don't think there should be any good opportunity for damage. The Overlords are out on the map, so that is a little dangerous. But the Corsair really needs to go see what's going on, because Doodle hasn't seen the inside of Zerg's base in 3 minutes, so there could be anything in here.
Well, I think you lose like up to 2 overlords. You're sitting here saying, you're like, it's alright. Okay. You know, like, I think that's kind of like the buffer where you don't feel like you played too badly.
Right, and meanwhile he's got almost 30 drones. He's getting his Hydra upgrades. I don't see a lair, which that might mean he wants to go for some kind of a Hydralisk all-in if you're delaying lair for that long. But who knows? You can get lair really late. As long as you don't need overlord speed, you can wait a long time for your lair.
But he's going to need an evolution chamber here. And here's the thing, because the Templar is going to be out soon enough, it hasn't started yet, but if you don't get overlord speed, you will not be able to attack, because DT's can shut that down.
I don't think he should need an evolution chamber. Usually you can use the Hydras to defend.
No, he just started one, so he disagrees.
Overlords.
No, not for spores, of course, but I just mean if you're going in this like Hydra before lair style, I think it's really important to get those upgrades up.
Yes, yeah, you usually want your upgrades quick. And he's getting his second gas now, and all the good stuff. Man, that's a late second gas.
Sneaky overlord, you see this? Oh my god.
Slinking away.
Yep. Wow, he didn't get a single one, did he? I mean, he got a good scout, which is nice, but he did not kill a single overlord. Did he? Did I miss one? No, he did not.
Doodle, it looks like, is going for the speed and +1 aren't going to be quite done in time for the famed 730 push, but should be done soon. And he has a second gateway pumping zealots, so I assume he wants to poke out pretty soon and stop Zerg from doing as much droning as they want. Which Jiffy Mix just produced 8 drones. Did I see that right? A lot of drones.
Well, there are Hydras out. The natural looks kind of weak to me right now. The third has a good Sim City, so I'm not sure we're coming in there. Not that it has that many Hydras. Once you reinforce, it's probably fine. But the natural, there's no sunken.
Yeah. The lack of Sim City. I think this Hydroden not being at the natural actually is concerning to me. Usually you want to have that as sort of like a buffer. Either that or a sunken, like you said. But with neither of those, that's pretty open. Those zealots could just barge in. It looks like they're going to go for the third.
Well,
this is not enough Hydras.
Yeah. Well, he does have
He's going to need to reinforce.
Well, if he targets drones here, it's going to be well worth it for the Protoss. Oh, gosh. Drone's starting to fall, and the reinforcements kind of sluggish. The Corsairs are ready to come in and dive on those Overlords since there's no Overlord speed. Drone's doing good drills, keeping these zealots off, so it looks like this will be cleaned up, but meanwhile the Corsairs go in for the kill. 2 Hydras left behind. Now they can chip away at these Corsairs, but I think Overlords will fall. Meanwhile, more drones have died. 1 Overlord falls. Zealots all cleaned up. 2nd Overlord falls. These Corsairs still looking mighty healthy, I have to say. 3rd Overlord gonna go down here.
2 Hydras takes a long time to kill any Corsairs.
Ooh. Oh gosh, this is getting worse and worse. I didn't think he'd kill that many, but without Overlord speed, they really got helpless, aren't they?
Yeah, it's very hard to defend them.
Run! Okay. Oh no, he's gonna lose it. Oh!
I don't think he even needs it, really.
Lose it. I didn't see that guy there.
The lair is only half done, so the threat of Mutalisk is low. But look at this stream of Zerg going across the map.
Well, this is
and the problem. And he does have an Overlord available. Oh no, he ran it all the way up. I thought the link of the third was his Overlord, but he ran it too far.
It's not coming back anytime soon because it doesn't have Overlord speed, nor will it for a long time. Now, these Zealots will delay enough. The DTs, I think, will do their work. And the Corsairs go out immediately to look for Overlords, but there are none. See, this is a
Oh,
problem with
yeah, you
having
can't attack here.
no lair, no overlord speed. He's gonna get in and do some damage for sure. Like, here we go.
I think if you want to do this, you got to try to sneaky hide an overlord somewhere where the foresters won't get to it, so you can bring it back in the event of DTs. Because once you have the hydras out, you can defend it. If he kills this Nexus, that'd be bad, but I don't think it's going to go down.
They're all getting slaughtered trying to come across the map.
Oh no, the rallies. This happens to me, but I'm a lot worse than Jiffy Mix is.
See, it happens to me, but it'd be my Corsairs going across the map, not my overlords, you know. But now, yeah. You didn't get the Nexus, you did kill a few probes, but not really enough to make it worth it for that entire army. Now comes the counterattack, and Doodle has a lot of Corsairs now. He can probably take this base out, stop any overlords from being there. The number of DTs he has, Packrat will not last long, yeah. Well, it's about to be a lot fewer, I think. Just fighting on the front line with the Zealots. And look at that, he can intercept any overlords. How many Corsairs is this now? Okay, he had 5, now it's down to 4, but with slow overlords, I mean, okay, well here we go. There's one up here. Gonna go straight through that Evo chamber. Needs to get the Corsairs in here and take out that Overlord. Oh no, these DTs taking a lot of damage. Oh, well he is killing more Overlords while this is going on.
I think Jiffy Mix, or Jiffy Mix really needs to fight with his Sunken. Yeah, this Sunk is important.
Well, this will be cleaned up, it looks like. I feel like Doodle could have potentially had a killing blow there if the Overlords came into the third instead, but nonetheless, doing excellent damage.
I think that Jiffy Mix is actually fine here. He has plenty of drones, he's got 5 hatcheries, losing the Evo is a little annoying, but he finished +1 before that, and Overlord speed will finally be able to be done. This is a position from which I think...
It'll be done, but it'll be too late. Look in the main.
DT in the main.
Yep.
The worst.
Just walk right up in there. Oh, you know, this seems to happen a lot. It's like, yeah, Zerg's doing fine, they're playing well, then suddenly this happens. Oh, there we go. He does notice, so he didn't lose all the drones, but oh no, there's more coming. GG realizes that's too much damage, especially with this army coming across. Doodle staying in the game. I was gonna say, we're gonna see some kind of like post-game murder. Well, that was a dynamic game for sure. Is this Bisu, says Sniping Panda? This is the thing. If you don't get Overlord speed, you're susceptible to this kind of thing happening. And I feel like if you're going to go for that heavy hatchery, like no lair play, you kind of need to have more Hydras and worry about that more. One of us is super quiet. Is it me, the one who's saying super quiet right now? Or is it Packrat, the other one?
Or is it me, the one who is saying super quiet right now?
No, you've ruined it. I'm super quiet, he says. Alright, let me turn myself up just a little bit. Okay, let me know if this is too loud in chat there. Alright, jumping right into our next game. Oh,
this is the same game.
Jumping right into the same game. You know, I swear to you in chat, I selected the right replay, but this is something that happens sometimes where it just plays the same replay again, which is really weird. Alright. Now we'll be jumping into our next game. It's good now. Okay, good. All is well here at CPL.
Or is it only good now because Neblime is the one who's talking and not me?
No, stop! Packrat is the master of confusion here. Alright, in the top right, in the teal, we have Doodle. And the bottom left, I almost said right, breaking the pattern in the yellow, we have Kiko. Now, Kiko I'm excited to see play, because I'd say Kiko is one of, if not the strongest Terran playing in CPL, for sure. So, I kind of just wanted to see him win, not gonna lie. I'm the Terran player in the cast. Normally I have State Zero here as a Protoss, but oh, it's Packrat. So Packrat, I mean, which do you hate more, Terran or Zerg? I mean, Protoss.
Terran or Zerg?
Yeah, do you hate Zerg player?
No, I think I would have to say I dislike the Terran more than I dislike the Protoss.
Damn. Okay.
You know, I'm always rooting against the Protoss in the ASL, or against the Terran in the ASL. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
I do off-race Protoss sometimes. PvT is easy matchup. You build many gateways and take a look across the map.
We'll see if Doodle can show us that today. I mean, okay, It looks like his intent to build a forward gateway here, by the way, and put some pressure on. Now, it looks like it's going to be paired with a gas steal, which is a fairly common strategy, but to be honest, I'm not a fan of doing it with forward gateway, if that is indeed his plan, because then if Terran is just going like gasless and they can just like defend the Zealot, they kind of have a clear path for what to do, but I feel like if Protoss takes the gas, but there's building and teching in their base normally, there's no easy way for Terran to catch up. Now, hold on. We delayed a bit there. Will he still be able to get the gas steal? It looks like Terran is poised to take himself. No, that's for the barracks. I guess he is going to get it. I'm surprised because he delayed a little there, and I feel like Kiko should have been ready to not take it, but maybe Kiko wanted to let him take it. Let's see.
So I would guess that the existence of Eclipse in the CPL map pool proves that Neblime cannot afford to bribe Snipe over the map pool.
You're
so
absolutely
I feel like
correct.
This is the Terran like graveyard map for the most part.
Well,
right?
I don't think it's bad for Terran. I just don't like it anymore. I think it's really fine because, yeah, the third is extremely far away. That's the main difficulty Terran's going to have. But in the late game, it's very easy to split this map. And this isn't actually a feature of the map, but for some reason, Protoss just really love going High Templar shuttle style in this, and I think that's weak compared to Arbiter, so that makes it easier as well. So, I mean...
Dosis were saying that Arbiter is less common on here because there's not a lot you can do with recall. Because the bases are... With the exception of the main, the bases aren't recallable, and the expansions kind of cover the main, make it hard to get in.
That makes sense, but I mean, Stasis is still a pretty good spell, but honestly, the real reason is probably because you can't set up gates all over the map, and Arbiter's a lot stronger if you can do that.
That too.
But that said, I still don't think it really bridges the difference between Arbiter and the Shuttle Templar style. Like, I really feel like the Shuttle Templar style gives Terran a lot of chance to just kind of win eventually, but anyway, that's just my take on it. I'm not a fan of this map anymore, that's true, but I don't necessarily say it's bad for Terran whatsoever. Like, you can very easily split the map. In fact, I mean, we've seen it in ASL. I guess I won't spoil who was playing, but there was a game where Terran, like, very easily kind of took the left side of the map, and Protoss couldn't really do anything about it with a Storm Templar style. Now look at this. Terran looks like he's just going to play the conservative way, he's going to take the CC, and this is what I was talking about, like, oh, the SCVs, okay, that Zealot probably should have gone for that, but anyway. I've never seen a Zealot that wasn't willing to give its life for Ire, and yet here we are. Well, here we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it looks like Kiko's just going to take a gasless expansion here, which you described as the conservative play.
Yes.
Isn't this sort of like weak to some things Protoss can do? I guess I thought that...
Well, that's the thing, though. Because
Terran avoid it because it's dangerous.
Because Protoss went for a forward gateway and a Zealot, Terran knows he's not taking super fast. Like, nothing's really going on here. This is why I was saying I would much rather, when you do gas steal, Protoss just sits back in his base, does a normal like goon expand and or teching, because I feel like it's a bit harder for Terran to figure out what to do there, whereas this is like, he has a fairly easy path for what to do. He just needed to like not die to the Zealot, which is accomplished, take and secure this expansion, and I don't foresee any difficulty. The goons will come hit on the bunker a bit, but he's already taken his gas, so... I don't know. The thing is, doing the gas steal has shut down some early game options for Terran, which is fine. It's still worth it for Protoss if you don't want to deal with certain things that Terran can do, but at the same time, I feel like the way Doodle has planned this isn't necessarily taking advantage of the gas steal that much. Look at that, 2 Zealots out. Again, I don't like the 2 Zealots in this case.
You don't fear the wide walk?
So I didn't say the names. I didn't say the name. Oh, you're talking to Superman. Yeah, Superman, that's deliberately why I didn't say the names. So, I'm just going to delete that comment.
No spoilers in chat.
You didn't think that was the reason I deliberately didn't say that?
Yes, I do know. Same, as I say, I know what happened in the ASL. I've been avoiding mentioning it.
Well, I felt like I had to say because that game was a good example, but I thought, well, if I don't say the names, no one's going to know, right? There's plenty of TVPs in ASL.
We'll see. I was going to say there's a similarly good example on this map where Protoss made many gateways and smacked a really good Terran.
That is true. Alright, so 2 factories coming up. You're pretty standard for Love and Robo as well. Looking pretty normal. This SCV looking for a third. Yeah, honestly, as Kiko, I think you're feeling pretty good here. It's like, okay, well, he went for his gas steal.
He's up in SCVs.
Yeah, and so he should be. I think that's normal when you go for gas steal and Terran does this. Now, as you can see, Protoss does have the tech advantage. He's going to have range in a minute, and Machine Shop hasn't even started, but you can see it's not really going to be a very big window where much is going to happen here. Now, Doodle could go for a Reaver here, of course, and that is a bit dicey when you're opening with Rack Sippy, but the thing is, he's already getting his eBay. He's going to go straight to double tank production. I don't think he's going to have any difficulties here. But see, if
so with the Reaver, the danger is that you siege down the bunker and then just run in with a bunch of gateway units.
Oh, not necessarily. More that, well, I mean that's definitely something that can happen, but more that you know, if you're worrying about the front too much and the goon's putting a lot of pressure, then suddenly a Reaver can come into your base. And you know, you're spending all this
True.
money on repairing this bunker, on getting siege mode and all that. You might not necessarily have the money for turrets, but as we can see, he definitely does, because this isn't as fast as it could have been, because he went for this forward gateway and zealots. This whole game, I hope you're ready, Packrat. This whole game, every time something goes wrong, and we're like, well, if only Doodle didn't go for forward gateway and 2 zealots, that wouldn't
Shouldn't have done the forward gateway and 2 zealots.
Yeah. Calling it now, Doodle loses in like a 45-minute game. I'm like, well, if he only didn't open forward gateway.
And checking the kill counts on these Dragoons, looks like Kiko did try to go for a rescout, but did not get in with the SCV, so presumably he'll know his opponent has an expansion, but not what any of the tech is.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Reaver, looks like just Observer.
Yeah,
I don't see a support bay.
Well, from this point on, I'll start praising Doodle's play. I mean, he's just playing standard macro so far. And, you know, he's caught up a little bit in probes. I don't know if Kiko missed some of them as part of his build or what. But look at this. No siege mode coming up. Seems like Kiko is aware that there's not much pressure coming out here. He's going to get vultures out right away, which is going to be pretty strong, I think. Oh, no, he already got siege.
Siege was already done.
My bad. My bad. I didn't even notice it was so fast. But look at that. Only one tank, they're going straight into vultures. See, well, here's the thing. If there was a Reaver, it would probably be able to do good work, since there's only one tank out.
Might be delayed Reaver. There's a Sport Bay coming now.
There you go.
That could be just for Speed Shuttle. As you did mention, Speed Shuttle is pretty popular.
Well, surely if you're going to go that route, you might as well throw a Reaver in there, right?
Seems good. I mean, these players are very good, but they are still CPL level. They might not everyone is super comfortable with Reaver micro. I mean, it is a thing that you have to invest a lot of time in for it to be worth it, and I don't think it would be beyond possibility that some players might just not want to deal. Shuttle speed already coming up, but that doesn't rule out Reaver at all.
Yeah, I think Doodle is kind of the level where he must have Reaver micro though, because, well, yeah, maybe you're right.
It'd be hard to PvP without it at his level.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, yeah, you don't always have to be willing a Reaver, but that just shuts down so many possible ways the game can go. I feel like it's definitely.
But Reaver in PvP plays pretty differently than Reaver in PvT. I feel like, I don't know. Doodle is a lot better than me, so.
Nice. You are right. You are right for sure.
Big great assault there.
And look at this. He might be able to get in here. Not that there's any probes here though. So I mean, is this really going to be worth it for all these vultures? Ooh, that goon. Unfortunately.
Well, it's worth it for the goon.
Yeah, he runs away. See, I don't know if he should go in there. Yeah, no, this is going to be like the Terran Graveyard. Because he's not going to get out of there, I don't think. And there's only a probe to kill, so it's probably not worth. Wait, that is not. You can't fit a vulture through there? Are you for real?
Vultures are really big. Vultures are.
You'd think
vultures
that.
are a large unit.
But then sometimes you can just fit them through like corner pylons with some bullshit micro technique. So,
well, that's because you can jump them with the
No,
the
I'm not talking
mines.
about with mines. You know, with no mines, if there's pylons touching diagonally, if you move the vulture just right, you can actually go through. It's not easy to do. It takes me like 100 attempts, but it is technically possible. Shooting.
All I know is that if you're trying to make sure that your wall is vulture proof as Zerg, you can test it with a lurker.
Sure.
They're as a lurker, but a lurker looks a lot fatter.
Okay, which is faster, a non-speed vulture or a lurker? I'm pretty sure a lurker's faster, right?
I don't know. Lurkers are quick. They're speedy boys.
I don't know.
See the shuttle. There is the Reaver. Second Reaver on the way too, so clearly Doodle is investing in the Reaver.
You know what, and honestly, the defenses do not look that strong for Kiko. Yeah, there's a turret kind of covering this, but the main doesn't have any, like, border turrets. It's only got turrets deep inside, so we'll see how...
6 factories.
Yeah.
This is looking... I mean, I believe 6 fact... I have been told 6 fact is not really an all-in, but it is the sort of thing that you'd probably want to get some damage done with, right? Like, you can't just... 6 fact take your third.
I'll talk about it in a minute, because this Reaver's coming in here. Okay, well, it can't go quite in because of the turrets. Looks like he's just going to walk his way in. He's just going to go for that turret. Needs to pick this up. Doesn't want to lose this to the tank. Okay, there we go. Does pick it up. And yeah, he's going to get some good efficiency here, I feel. Let's see.
That was a cute shot. Picking off the Vulture and the SCV.
And this is the thing, yeah, it's like Kiko forced to make these turrets now, because it's like, well, if you don't do this, Protoss going to keep coming in here, killing one unit and another, yeah. And also, that was a pretty good value drop for Protoss, because no, he didn't get very much, but at the same time, he didn't actually lose anything, so it was well worth it.
And he gets a scout, he gets to see what's going on in the main.
Absolutely. Although he could have sent an observer in there any time, to be honest. So about the 6 fact, right? You're right that it isn't necessarily leading to an attack that has to win, because it's a lot more popular these days for Terrans just power on 2 base for longer, get their upgrades, and like get more units. Oh, look at that Vulture, damn sneaky. Before they get their third, especially on this map when the third is so far away. So it depends what Protoss does. When you do this kind of strategy, because see, he already has the armory upgrading, he's not going straight for factories earlier. you kind of see what Protoss is doing. If Protoss is just like teching really fast or they're going carrier, definitely want to push. But I think the way Doodle is playing, I don't think a push is going to work out, but it looks like Hiko is going to go for it anyway. I'm not so sure about this, because we already have Templars, which are really perfect against this kind of thing. I assume Storm is finished here, and there's like, how many gateways? There's already 7 gateways up, he's getting an 8.
No Storm on the Templar yet, but there will be very soon.
Well, he can drop him on tanks as bait, I guess.
Can't lose all the Zealots here, though, I don't think. That's a little rough.
That was a bit rough. Now I got to change my tune. I mean, you know why this happened, right, Packrat?
You shouldn't have opened forward gateway.
Yeah, this is why he lost those Zealots just now. Look, honestly, if you didn't throw those away, if you were just more patient, waited for a flank, I really would have thought this Terran army is inferior. But now, I mean, what has he got? He's got all these Templars and Zealots hanging back here. Storm only just started, which is a big error. The Reaper's looking for reinforcements to pick off, but does Terran even need any reinforcements just here? He's barreling down towards that third.
Desperate do you have to be to morph an Archon?
Right.
That'd be true desperation mode.
At this point in the game. Well, you know, I feel like if you had another shuttle, dropping an Archon actually seems kind of okay, because it won't die that fast. I don't know. Actually,
won't drag mines, though, which is like half the reason you drop anything.
True. I didn't even think of that. That's good. It's actually a nerf to Archons that they don't bait mines.
It's less good than a Zealot because it won't drag a mine.
Oh dear. Alright, loading up here. Storm halfway down. Now, Protoss can probably delay just about till Storm, then engage with Storm. Look at this, he's getting set to attack from the bottom. No mines down here. The Vulture's maybe out of position. Oh, looks like he's going to get right on top of these tanks. The Vulture's going to move in though. That's a lot of Zealots coming up now, despite the ones he lost earlier. Here comes the shuttle. Still no Storms available, but there are Reavers. Who needs Storms when you have Reavers, says Protoss.
Target fire on the Reaver,
Ooh,
but doesn't quite pick it off.
Yeah, look at this. Protoss will clean this up. So you can see, even with the like pretty terrible starting engage for Protoss. Oh, nice. He even picks up that Reaver again.
Even with the opening with a gate,
right?
He was able to clear this.
Yeah, and even though you can say that Protoss
though.
lost his entire army, that doesn't mean this is good for Terran. Generally, when the army's reset, that's pretty good for Protoss. This tank, though, he's not done. He's not done. Someone kill him, please. Oh no.
Kicking off the gas probes.
Someone think of the probes. Oh my gosh.
It's like this Reaver's gonna come over to finish off this tank menace.
Oh god, how many is he?
5 kills already, though.
Oh, one more. Oh, it didn't actually shoot. The light came out of the cannon, but it did not fire. So close.
Sneaky Vultures coming across the map. Looks like is gonna find this would-be 4th base of Doodle. I don't know if he can get in, but I don't know if he needs to. There's no probe in there, so
yeah,
Doodle doesn't have a whole lot of army to go contest it with.
Yeah, now it's just
almost
3
all
pylons.
Zealots, which are not great.
Now it's just 3 scouting pylons, right? And yeah, you don't want to be fighting this as Zealots for sure. At least Storm is finished now. I mean, okay, so Terran is even
third established with for Kiko too.
Yeah.
That's often the hard part of this map, right? Is getting this 3rd base up. I guess even if the push doesn't end the way you want, getting a 3rd base out of it and not dying on the crackback is not too bad.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Even though... Oh, here we go. Hang on. There's a Reaver coming in. No, not a Reaver. Templars. Uh-oh. Why is he dropping over there? That was a kind of destroyed a drop, but there's Storms going down. Quite a few CVs falling. Nice follow-up Storm there as well. Nicely done. Tries to morph, but alas, those Templar will be alone forever in heaven.
Here is where I sympathize with Terran, is once the Storm drops start coming out,
Yeah,
because
right?
this is just every PvC late game ever. It's getting your worker line Storm dropped, and there's no way to stop it. You can build 18 turrets. You can't stop a speed shuttle from getting in and dropping off the Templar inside. You can only stop it from leaving.
That's right. Now, yeah, before that happened,
Turrets just make sure it dies.
Before that happened, I was going to say, Terran, although their economy is pretty good compared to Protoss, their army is weak because they don't have as many tanks, even if the supply is good. But now, the economy's been hit pretty hard too. If Protoss can just get this 4th up, which, ooh.
It's gonna be an expensive 4th.
Nice.
If he doesn't lose the goons for that. Nice,
yeah, barely,
nice.
Barely. And look, Stargate coming up with +1 air weapons, so I think we're going to see a carrier transition here, which is interesting, because normally when Protoss goes for these Templars, you see Arbiter after that. Which I have to say, I don't really know any rhyme or reason behind that necessarily. That's just kind of what you see. So, it'd be interesting if he does go for carrier here.
I'd be interested as well to see.
I don't really like Kiko's army positioning either. If Protoss can just get themselves between these 2 points and hit one of them, I think it's going to be quite tricky for Terran. But this whole game, I have to say, Doodle really just keeping his army back in his natural, which might come back to bite him. All these Vultures. Man, Doodle's the greatest
Vultures are cheap, but they're not free. You can't lose them for nothing. That'll cost you in the long run.
Doodle needs to throw this Nexus down. Like, he is going to fall behind this game. Well, okay, he did get this one at 12, actually, never mind. And look at this shuttle coming in here. Probably don't drop where all those tanks are just waiting. Well, okay, he's going to do it.
He disagrees.
Well, he got
He
two
says, "I'll
SCVs.
drop where I please, Neblime."
He got 3 SCVs for his trouble. I'm not so sure about that one. That is not worth. When you see that many unsieged tanks waiting, you just go, okay, I'm going to fly a bit in further. He could just go on into the main if he was willing to sacrifice the shuttle. Again, the SCV count's so low here for Kiko. And already he's mining out on his...
For Kiko. And 4 drop ships queued up. That's a mood.
What the... Okay, I love drop when Protoss is taking these bottom right bases, though. I think it's very strong, definitely. The thing is, though, he hasn't full walled. He's already got goons hanging out there. In this case, probably not going to be worth without some excellent micro. Now, did Kiko scan those carriers? No, he scanned somewhere else. I don't know, man. Kiko, it feels like there's a lot of threats here coming in for Kiko. Like, not least his own poor economy compared to Protoss. And I don't know if he can deal with them all.
Yeah, he hasn't got the SCV count back up, and the CCs are not flashing. So
yeah.
At least 2 out of 3 aren't. And that's dangerous. Can't be this behind on workers.
I guess Protoss Terran gonna wait till a Nexus is actually built there, at least till probes come in. Doodle happy on this other 4th base though. And look, as long as it's 4 base versus 3 base, Terran is doing okay, but Doodle could put that Nexus any time. Oh wait, nope, I'm wrong. He could not.
You'll only see 1 armory for Terran.
Yeah, and against Carrier, that's gonna be real rough. How are you gonna fight? Ooh, nice block. Oh, that
nice
mine. Is that gonna help the Terran?
Maybe not nice mine.
Yeah, no, it is a nice mine, it turns out. Not for the Vulture who placed it. Oh, mine! Yeah. Nice. Still not gonna kill anything, but he gets a hit. So is this whole base just a bait? Like he's never going to build anything here? Is actually just anywhere else? Ooh, or not?
Does Kiko know that he has that? I don't think he knows that he has the other 4th base. Maybe he thinks that he's been trying to take this the whole time.
He might have scanned it. Now here comes a big Protoss army, and okay, Terran moved to a better position. There is kind of mines all over his army. Oh gosh, this is dicey. Like those mines are very close, and there is a shuttle.
They're very clumps too against shuttles full of High Templar.
And there's so many zealots there. Now there's a decent number of vultures. I feel like Terran could probably defend this, and Protoss making a similar judgment is going to back off. But I don't know, it might be worth it to trade when you're trying to get these carriers out. You need that supply.
Given the fact that Terran only has 50 SCVs, this 180 army supply is dangerous looking.
Well,
that is
the thing. If you're going to go Templar,
if
you're going to go Templar shuttle style, you should be trying to trade before Terran gets up to high supply. And now he might have already missed that window, to be honest. Look at this double dropship coming down here.
Triple upgrade for the Protoss, though. We got air armor, air weapons, and plasma shields all
He's
running.
playing fastest and building like 15 Stargates and hitting the triple forge and double cyber.
Fill a base with Stargates.
Yeah. Alright, this shuttle's going to come down in here. Ooh, they're
Not
waiting
cannons
for
for fastest.
Yeah, right? He needs them like ringing every base. That's why he's getting dropped.
Two dropships. Yeah, 2 dropships coming in here, and 2 Dragoons is not enough to hold 2 dropships for the Terran, I don't think.
Look at this, he's going to start putting his stuff down. Does take out 1 tank though, and those tanks are key to holding these kind of locations, but I mean, he can lay a lot of mines here. This is just annoying for Protoss. But again, it feels like this bottom right base is just a bait. Like, he doesn't actually care. He's just taking this base. And honestly, with carriers, that actually makes sense. Because the carriers have a better time operating in this kind of area of the map than they will in the bottom right. So, ooh, nice mine hits. I don't know.
So one of the ways the corner bases work here is it makes it very, like, the carriers, if they had to defend this, they can't go attack much of the Terran because these 2 bases are so far away from everything. But the carriers can defend Protoss's 4th and attack what will have to be Terran's 4th, like, without having to move very much at all.
Yeah, and Terran being quite sluggish about securing this, I have to say, with the supply he's up to. Like, maybe he's just going to push across the map when max, but I don't know about that. Now, look at this. This Protoss army, honestly, not looking too strong right now, because a lot of supply and carriers look like he's going to go in for the attack anyway. I don't know, this might be a disaster for the Protoss, the way I'm looking at this. Well, let's see. The first wave hitting those tanks, but all the tanks are really in the back. The Marines going in just to die instantly. Good for them. Oh, nice storms on the Vultures. But yeah,
did he remake Marines? Or did he just have those 4 Marines for the whole game?
I assume they just came out from the bunker. But look, now he's traded away. He's going to bring in the carriers. Maybe that was the plan all along. Just so he could start producing more carriers. And Terran, I do not think is aware until just now. He's starting to produce Goliaths just now. Another scan goes down.
Factories too.
Where's he even scan? Well, the carriers are well and truly spotted now. Going to start picking away at these tanks. In response, Kiko immediately going to start pushing across the map. And look at this, he's taking the base in the bottom right himself. I don't know if that's going to work out in the long term. Yeah, carriers can't go down there, but it's very easy for Protoss to send like small attacking forces. Ooh, big mine hits again on the Protoss army. Tanks forced to retreat to stop this ground army as well. Carriers just ignoring.
Worried that the carriers are already at 2-1 and the Terran army's only at 2-1.
This might actually be GG because he's going to kill all these tanks. These tanks attacking at the Protoss natural I don't think are going to accomplish much. Well, they kill some stuff, but they're not going to do any critical damage or anything. Now, some Goliaths coming out.
Storms. On the tanks, the natural.
Nice. Okay, Doodle is paying attention. He needs to keep these carriers alive, but he's killed a lot of tanks here. Honestly, he's looking at a dominant position. Look at this. These poor tanks. I don't know why they got sent across there to fight. Maybe it was just a mistake there. Oh, he's going to lose a carrier if he's not careful, though. Oh, bring the goons forward. Oh, so close, so close. Oh my god, why does he send the carriers back in? That was so unnecessary. So he does lose one, but it might not matter because he's going to take out this third. And now,
got 3 more at home and 3 Stargates flashing.
I guess so. The thing is, Kiko has this bottom right base, but there's no way he can hold it if Protoss knows about it, because you just can't have your army over there, because you need to defend your main, basically. Like, you can't have your army sitting down at the bottom right. Protoss will just walk all around on the map. Unless you're in a really dominant position already across Protoss side of the map. And look at this, more Goliaths coming out. They are targeting the injured carrier. Oh, is he going to finish it off? Oh, it's so close.
10 HP.
Oh, I didn't even notice a little force went and attacked this 12 o'clock base, but I don't think it's going to do anything here. Getting cleaned up. SCV's getting transferred to the bottom right. Well, Terran's still none the wiser about that. That might be a critical factor if he never finds it. Look at this Vulture, trying so hard to get that probe, and yet he just does not. Ooh, sweating bullets driving under those carriers.
Yeah, can you imagine you're just one guy on a Vulture and the entire Protoss fleet flies overhead?
Well, I wouldn't feel that worried, because I'd be like, surely they wouldn't bother with just one guy on a speeder bike, and then like 100 interceptors would come out and blot out the sun.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Doodle must have figured out about this bottom right, because he's heading down there with the carriers. Ground army, well, that's not really a ground army, is it? That's just a bunch of goons. Bunch of goons poised to strike at the third. And yeah, look at this. I don't think Kiko can do anything about this. He has a bunch of Goliaths, but can he really get over there in time? I don't think so. And even if he does, I feel like Protoss can just come in with his ground army and really punish those Goliaths. Well, he's going to send the Goliaths, but this CC will not survive. I'm calling that now as a certainty. You can try and repair it, but it ain't going to help. Well, he's targeting SCVs, actually. Man, why'd I have to cast a curse that so hard? Come on, target the CC. You can get it. Please target the CC. Don't make me wrong. Oh, gosh. Well, Packrat, I think I can never cast again. I'm not allowed. No, he got it. No, I was never wrong.
He got it. There you go.
There was never
you just
any
wanted
doubt.
to make the whole army down here, then kill it in front.
Well, yeah,
of
this
them,
is going fine.
It's a moral victory.
A lot of interceptors.
Psychological victory.
Yeah, definitely. He needs to bring the Zealot Templar up, but he's actually attacking over at the third, and the Terran army caught sieging. While these carriers can do a micro GG, Kiko knows he's being pulled in too many directions. Nicely done by Doodle. I can't believe he won after going forward gateway and building 2 Zealots.
Well, it took him 23 minutes though. I mean, that's the handicap. Protoss on Eclipse ought to be able to close it out in 10.
But yeah,
almost twice as long after opening with an inferior gas steel into forward gateway.
Yeah, I really have to question Kiko going for that push there. Like, I don't know if he had some bad intel, but I would just say fundamentally, you don't push when you're doing what Kiko's doing when you see what Protoss is doing there. Like, I don't know what he scouted or not, but Protoss is playing like pretty conservatively. He was not ticking right away. It was just not the kind of matchup of builds where you want to push across the map, I feel like.
Yeah, I concur. With our caster vision.
Of course, naturally.
Definitely was wrong. Look,
man, I said this is the group of death, so I'm going to hold them to a high standard.
True. This is the group of should you even really still be in CPL?
That's right. That's why the casters are being mean, because they're like, well, you know, I'm not going to let you get off easy. All right, in the top right, in the pink, we have Pandor, and the bottom left in the grey, we have DoodleDoodle again. It's the DoodleDoodle hour. So Pandor, also one of the strongest Terrans in CPL for sure. Gonna see if he can do any better against the Protoss here. Hey, first chat from Idea hit me. Nice, welcome.
Pandor is a staple of the Terran help room. He has saved Afrika clips of every build you can think of and more.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can think of a scenario, he's got 6 different clips of a pro gamer doing it on their stream.
For people who aren't that familiar with CPL, like, you know, Pandor isn't necessarily a level of like coach full stop, but definitely assistant coach. Like, he can definitely help people out a lot of stuff. I mean, I guess we'll see in this game. Maybe he's the level of a coach now. As for Idea in chat, the thing is, anytime you go carriers, there's always a window where you have a lot of money invested in that, where Terran will be able to hit you, all else being equal. In the last game we saw, the problem is Pandor already threw away all of his tanks in a push, which gave Protoss a really long window where he couldn't be attacked. Say Protoss was going for carriers off the bat there, he would have actually died to that push 100%, which is what I was saying actually. If you scout Protoss going carriers, that's when you push in that scenario. Now, looks like we have enough gas steel coming up here. And look what he's doing. Doodle, you got lucky last game, but you got to stop doing this.
You're not liking this forward gate? He's gonna
Well,
go 2-0 with this build just to style on you.
Here's the thing, if the Zealots do damage, obviously it's going to be good, but I feel like, you know, Terrans at this level will be aware that that's a threat, and presumably they're scouted, in fact. And then, like I said, they kind of have just a clear idea of what they're supposed to do. All they have to do is not die to the Zealots, take their expand, and secure that, and that's, like, not that hard. Compared to, if you do a gas steal and you're just, like, taking on one base, / you know, expanding and then taking right away, it's a bit trickier for Terran. I feel like there's more potential pitfalls for Terran.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't play this matchup, so I know less about the intricacies. When I played PvT, I just avoided doing anything all that complicated. But it looks like Doodle might just go for a Nexus this time around. How do you feel about that?
I like it. I like it because, you know, Terran isn't going to be able to push with Factory or anything, and we didn't see a second barracks go down or anything. So yeah, I think it's fine.
Ooh, and stealing 8 gas from the Terran's main gas. You love to see it.
He's not done. He's not done. He's going to steal more.
He's not done. He's going to go back for another.
He's trying to stop him. No, he's not even trying to stop him.
Oh, 16 gas. When Terran's, you know, when it's the end of the game and Terran is like mined out.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, I'm 16 gas off of having one more tank.
And then realizes the guys are depleted and just goes a bit more. But hey, 8 minerals too. Minerals don't come back.
Minerals do not come back. They're stolen forever.
Ooh,
Unrecoverable
SCV?
damage.
Ooh, unfortunately.
Losing the SCV, that seems pretty rough. I mean, I guess if you see the Nexus, you see the Forge, you can't have anything else. There's just not that much money you could mine, but it is a little annoying not to at least save it for a rescout.
Now this I don't like as much. If you don't see a second barracks, I don't think this is necessary. Now maybe he's thinking there's a hidden second barracks, but I mean now he knows. In fact, no, he knows because he put a pylon block. I don't like the Forge at all unless you've seen a second barracks. If you've seen a second barracks, absolutely. It crushes Marines.
Could cancel the cannon. Looks like he's not going to, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Doodle might know better than me, but I feel like if you just throw down 2 gateways right away, like you're doing a normal Nexus first, he would have no problem holding it. It's just this one barracks with no vultures on the horizon. I don't really see how Terran's gonna kill you. I don't know. Well,
yeah, the only thing I can think of is that cannons take so long to warp in that maybe you don't have the ability to do it reactively. You've gotta throw it down. Because otherwise, it won't be in time.
I suppose, but then, like you say, why didn't he cancel it? Like, I don't know. The ruined build, is that what you call it?
I don't know. This is definitely some new spice, as best I can tell. I think like the gas steal into Nexus Forge is not.
Simply, he does have that info because he saw the CC. What else do you need to see? Like, there's nothing else Terran can be doing because he doesn't have infinite money here. I don't know, but like you say, this is Caster Vision. Look, I play DoodleDoodle in a game. I'm not going to win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that good, but as a caster, I see everything. So I'm gonna pick at your mistakes here. That said, like, what's Pandor doing? I feel like, you know, he's playing pretty normally with this, pretty calmly as well. Not overreacting.
It's not that behind in workers.
Yeah,
the CC's already done, so he's in an okay spot.
If you just go straight for the CC, you usually never are, because Protoss has invested some economy to do this gas steal. That's the thing, the gas steal doesn't necessarily put you ahead of itself, it just really locks down Terran's options as the main advantage. Look at that Robo coming up here. So it looks like Doodle going to play pretty conservatively again. Well, it is nice having a cannon at your natural
range yet. Yeah, I guess that might also be the fact is if you aren't going to go for range, if you're going to go Robo before range, then this cannon is.
That's a good point, actually.
Playing double duty.
Is he going to go like straight Reaver or something? The fact he doesn't have range yet. Well, he's throwing down 3 gateways though, so probably not.
That would be cheeky.
He didn't forget it, did he? No.
We have the Academy as well, and Academy and Armory. So this looks like it should be a proper macro game for Terran. You know, like you don't usually get your Armory just to go YOLO them in a couple minutes later. That's
like we saw last game, as well, Kiko did actually have an Armory, so he was definitely setting up for a longer game, and that's why I kind of questioned that he pushed, because that Armory slows down your factories for sure. Now this first goon coming out, okay, range is on the way. I want to see the support bait. To be honest, whether he's getting range or not, I want to see the Reaver right away. It'd be cool. Oh, it is Observer. Alright then.
He's going to disappoint you again. Not only will he leave the cannon uncancelled, he's going to throw down Observatory too.
I do not have an exact date for you when the teams will be announced, but it'll be within... Oh, we do have it? Oh, okay, so for saying it's on Sunday. Has that been announced officially, or is that just...
I thought there was a snipe post, but I don't know if it said the day. It might have said the weekend, but... throwing down this pylon already.
I think it's just for scouting. I don't mind it. I mean, it's not like Terran's going to be able to do much about that. Well, there is a goon coming out as well to guard it, I guess, against this SUV. Where am I hearing shots? Oh, he's killing the egg. Well, at least he's going to work. The egg?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so in this case, no. So, I don't know. Can
just
fit
just
there?
wants to make the cannon feel like it's worthwhile, you know.
Right.
Do
Yeah. The rush to kill the egg build. I think it's
gotta justify it in your budget so that you can make sure to afford a cannon next quarter.
And look, Terran doing the same, doesn't want to be left behind. All things in this game. Oh, it is announced. My bad, guys. Okay, 4 PM Eastern on Sunday. Hype. Yeah, I didn't want to like leak the CPL information in case it'll be announced. My bad. But yeah, that's when everyone will know their tiers definitively, at least until they get adjusted. You know, if you do too well in this season, watch out. And your teams and all that, who your coach is going to be, it'll be very exciting, so don't forget to tune in for that. See, if Zero was here, he would have been shilling it non-stop.
Zero definitely knows when to shill.
For sure.
Third coming down already for Doodle. So it looks like he's also thinking proper macro game.
Yeah, but he's getting that support bay here, so could be going into that 10+ style again. And look, with the transition
Good
to carriers...
CC already for Pandor.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, though, because he got a second factory fairly early. Now, it's going to take him some time to get out and secure that, for sure. But I don't think it's necessarily bad from Terran. I think he can definitely make it work. Although, the amount of Goliaths he's making is somewhat concerning. Yes, there is Reaver coming, I suppose. But I don't know. That's less tanks you're going to have, less vultures. And they don't really do that well in a stand-up fight, Goliaths. They look like they're badass, like, mechs, but they're kind of not.
Yeah, they get kind of smacked around by Dragoons.
They're kind of just mediocre. You know what they're like? They're like the Terran tech-level version of a Dragoon, right? Because Terran doesn't have all this fancy, like, energy crystals and stuff. They're just living in, like, the 22nd century. And this is the best they can do.
It's mechas.
Yeah, that's right. Scans continuing to go down. He sees that support bay. Now, is there an eBay out? Ooh, I guess that's why he's going for all this Goliath so fast. eBay only just coming up now. Which, you know, I can see the Goliaths are like much better at sniping shuttles off once they have range, but you kind of need the security to move out as well, so these turrets are going to prove necessary.
Bring down the 4th and 5th factories as well.
Well, that's not all that's going down. Looks like we have the carrier transition once again, but a lot earlier this time. And honestly, I feel like Doodle's playing this perfectly based on what his opponent is doing, because the fact that Terran's throwing down the third CC is delaying his factories. He doesn't have as many as Kiko had at the same point in the game, so honestly, matching up perfectly in both games so far to what he needs to do, I feel like, to counter his opponent. And look at this, even some like I don't know if it's like anti-recall or anti-drop mines going down here. I guess if like shuttles and zealots come in, it would help.
Anti-getting in my base mines.
Yeah.
Scan.
Look at this, Pro's taking another base as well.
It did just get scanned by Pandora.
Hi, Swami.
So.
What's up? How many gates Protoss has? Just 3 right now. Just 3. Looks like a 4th one coming up. Well, he has 2 Stargates. Does that count?
Cheeky. And also going quickly for the that shield upgrade. I guess if you already have the forge, you know, you might as well just start the shield upgrade.
It's all planned, all justified. Getting that forge, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, man, how good are shields on carriers, really? I mean, he's still going to take full damage from everything. I guess the health takes full damage from Goliaths as well. Look at this shuttle coming in here. Well, he can charge away at the command center. It's going to take a lot of scarabs, though. Ooh, this shuttle. I don't know about this. This might have been a mistake. Well, okay, the turret will barely not finish. That turret finished, that would have been pretty dicey. Oh, little does he know, though. Little does he know. Go on, do it.
Ooh!
Which player was that?
Well, that's not so hot.
I don't even know. Nobody wins when mines go down. Oh, that poor shuttle. Honestly, I'm gonna call that even because he got like 5 or 6 SCVs, but the shuttle lived. So
you imagine being the shuttle pilot. You got to go home, like write up a report on what happened. You're like,
I think if you're the shuttle pilot, you're like, oh my god, I survived. You're so pleased. You know, they were ordered to go in when this turret was being built under them. They're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, then again, they don't have pilots, so they're just robots, right?
They're just robots? There you go. Well, then he was unfazed. His programming tells him to,
yeah.
I guess, yeah, the shuttle and the Reaver are just robotic, so...
See, they can fly that fast from the beginning. The thing is, the shuttle speed upgrade just removes their, like, fear, so they're not afraid to accelerate that much. Because, you know, normally they're like, oh, what if this Hydras, what if this turrets? They want to turn around. More scans going down, does not see the carriers. Oh, wait, yeah, he sees a carrier, literally. My bad.
Oh,
and look
where
at that.
There's one carrier.
Protoss is
There's
like,
more
oh.
carriers.
Here's the thing. Like, you know, vision is based on movement. So do you move it when they see it like that, or do you kind of just like sit still and like, oh crap, I hope he didn't see me? I think Terran did see.
I think in terms of like minimizing the amount of valuable scannable space, you should just leave the carriers hovered over the stargates.
Yeah,
if Terran stands the stargates, he's already gonna know, right?
Yeah,
so
I agree.
If the carriers are also there, that's just the best spot.
Well, you could make an argument that you don't want Terran to know how many you already have out, but I still think you're probably right in this case. Especially since this is the third, which is like a less likely scanning location with Terran. Oh, Reaver going down here. I heard explosions somewhere, I didn't know where. Decent damage going down. Ooh, keep that shuttle alive. Oh, there's still mines here!
Part 2 of the mines!
Oh, nice lift, nice lift. Is he gonna try and drag them?
Part 2.
Oh, I don't know, he's gonna lose this Reaver, man. Like... Yeah, I don't know about this.
Worst of both worlds there. He's going to get one SCV for his trouble. I don't think that's pretty firmly not worth it. But
yeah.
I just don't know that Terran's going to have a timing to push. I mean, there are some Goliaths coming out.
You don't have to push. That's not the only way to win best carriers. And honestly, I like Terran's play so far because I feel like Protoss trying to put a lot of pressure on here with like the Reaver while Terran's trying to get ready to deal with carriers. But Pandor's handled it really well so far, I would say. And like I said, you do not have to push against carriers. You can just kind of keep expanding and play this kind of like, you know, I guess macro game you'd call it, where you just kind of like roam your army and eventually bleed the Protoss out. We'll see if that's what he intends to do here.
True, but Protoss is up a base and is going, you know, attempting to get up 2 bases now.
Yeah.
Is also head and workers. I mean, it's a macro game will be a slog for Terran. It seems like definitely winnable, but.
Well, that is the thing. When Protoss going carriers, it's not just like, oh, I only need 4 bases and I can win the game. You do need to have a more even economy, I feel like, against carriers, definitely. Well, I don't know. I'm still liking Terran's army. He's got +2 ready. What do the carriers have? I cannot see because they're all building interceptors. Are there any fresh carriers somewhere? No, seems not. They have like 1-1, right? At best. 1 shield, sorry. 1 shield and 1 attack.
1 shield, and I think that's 2 attack that's
all these tanks. Don't want to lose tanks for free. Okay, the goons you back off.
It is annoying. That would be like a quality of life patch that wouldn't actually change the game at all functionally, is just showing what the attack is on the carrier instead of having to make me find an interceptor. But
well,
here's one.
They do show it. They do show it.
They don't show the attack.
Sure they do. If you hover over the bit where it says interceptors, it says interceptors, damage 6+1.
There we go. See? Thanks for that quality of life patch, Blizzard. I appreciate it.
Back in 1998, great quality of life right there. Alright, these guys
it is plus 2 air weapons going to finish soon. That's pretty dangerous.
I don't feel like it's that impactful, honestly, compared to the Terran having +2 attack and the Protoss having no air or armor. They can still pick off the interceptors pretty well. Because honestly, you right-click on something with 4 carriers, if they're +1 or +2, you're probably going to kill that Goliath or whatever it is, right? Whereas picking off the interceptors is pretty important here. And yeah, I don't know about coming over here with carriers. Well, okay, the Protoss ground army is coming in. All these mines on top of the Terran army are not looking good, actually. Uh-oh. Siege is up on the mines.
Speed on the Zealots, though.
Oh.
Zealot leg speed not even half done. I think if that was done, he might have just been able to go for the throat there.
He could have tried, but it does seem a bit dicey because all the Terran stuff is kind of in this vicinity, even if it's not well set
We're up to 7 carriers, though. If those can get together and get interceptors built, that is going to be scary. Plus armor or no armor.
Yeah, people say in chat goals need +2 air attacks so they can kill the interceptors quickly. That it is definitely a very important upgrade here for the Terran. And you see they're doing a pretty good job picking them off, but the more carriers you have, like, it becomes harder and harder to do that. Now, Terran moving to the left here, he has to be really careful not to get out of position, because I know a counterattack could come at any time. He has a few mines. Oh gosh, and Protoss getting good value, I feel like, these carriers. A lot of interceptors are falling, but...
mostly targeting the tanks, it looks like. And he has a sizable ground army. Pandor can't afford to lose all these tanks. He won't be able to fight. With the tanks leaving, and Protoss jumping on the tanks, they're alone. No vultures around. Leg speed still not done.
It just finishes. Yeah, oh, that bunker was empty. How sad. I mean, I don't know. This doesn't look good for the Protoss, I have to say. Yeah, this basic Zealot Goon army is just not up to this task, and there were plenty of mines laid there already. But the carrier is going to get off CC while this is happening. That is actually well worth it then for Protoss.
It was almost disastrous, though, for the Terran. I think if the Zealots had been in front of the Dragoons and had leg speed, he could have lost like all his tanks.
But now Protoss has lost a lot here. Now, losing that CC is a big deal. No carriers falling yet. He's done a good job, Pandor has, of just targeting interceptors this whole time. So he's made He's made a lot of mineral expenses for Protoss. As you can see, both players still have a mineral bank, so it's not like their macro is really keeping up with the losses anyway.
He's taking a 6th base.
I like that play.
I mean...
Pandor needs this 4th.
Well,
sure.
I like it for the Protoss.
Yeah. Pandor absolutely needs a 4th. He's coming across for a fight, and like if he wins the fight, that's all well and good. But even if he does, what's he going to do here on 3 bases? Oh no, these Goliaths getting caught in their own. Where are the tanks at? Tanks stuck on the low ground, trying to fight the bases here, but he needs them to back up the Goliaths. He's getting that little nook there. Oh my god, Goliaths trying to go up this ramp against goons. This is going to be a disaster.
Tanks are just all going to get killed by the carriers too. Just fighting with the wrong parts of the army against the wrong thing. Goons on Gauls and tanks on carriers is not where the Terran wants to be.
Protoss winning the Scissor Paper Rock fight right now. Yeah. He's going to clean up all those. That's a huge loss for the Terran. Honestly, he just kind of slowed down a bit, and the tanks just kind of moved up with the Goliaths. He probably would have a strong force to push through here. Now, that said, the ground army for Protoss still looking kind of weak, but where are the tanks? Are there any left? There's a few over there.
It's like 3.
Ooh. Yeah, once these storms come in here, that might be it. Doodle might just be crushing here. Scans how many carriers there are, and is like, maybe
so
not.
you compared the Goliath to the Dragoon. I will compare the Goliath to the Hydralisk, and then it also gets ruined by storm.
Yeah,
they have a tendency to clump up and just really bathe in the lightning.
More tanks
going down.
Yeah. Oh gosh, very unfortunate. 4 Goliaths come up to try and contest this, but they are just another offering to the Protoss army. And look at the Templar conga line. Ooh. He needs to siege up what little tanks he has. Oh no, I think this is going to be a disaster for Terran. There's so few tanks here to stop these Templars.
The Templars are going to get in, do whatever they want with the storm. Pretty good storm.
That's enough damage actually. I think these carriers can kill the rest. At the same time, did I see a shuttle or am I hallucinating? I swear I saw a shuttle. But yeah, well, he's just sitting here and you're going to lose carrier or 2, but I think he still wins the fight, doesn't he? Because he has so many carriers.
I think not only does he win the fight, but he can afford to replace anything he loses, really.
True.
He's got 6 running bases.
Yeah. And
all his upgrades coming.
Still no SCVs there. You look at that, he cleans up all those. Honestly, I'm surprised he doesn't keep pushing and take out these tanks. Pulling back now, I mean, you know, some of these carriers are injured, but nonetheless, like you say, he can afford... Whoops, I accidentally pressed up on speed. He can afford a lot more replacements. Just went ×2 for a few seconds there.
And he's now at 7 carriers with 3 more in the Stargates. So I mean, if those finish and he goes up to 10 carriers and Terran is still trying to establish this 4th, I mean that's too much.
He's trying, but I don't think he's going to succeed.
He's going to keep it. Yeah.
No.
Pandor's mineral bank is gone too. He does not have the money to afford to replace the CC.
This is why he needed that base 5 minutes ago, but unfortunately that CC died as well, so they're not able to get in here. And yeah, I think this is pretty much the end. I don't really see what Terran can do from here. Being pushed out back from this location once again. Hallucination is being researched, which I guess is kind of cool for carriers, assuming that wasn't a mistake. Not going to see any fancy hallucination recoils today. Pandor scans around, calls GG, seeing the situation. Nicely done by Doodle. I mean, wasn't I saying like one of the strongest players in CPL, right?
Indeed, yeah. Like I said, I think I was saying earlier, I'm surprised he's still allowed to play Protoss.
Well, after this, he might not be. When the teams are released, we'll see who ends up as a player and who just has to coach only. It all shall be revealed.
Doodle's listening. I'm sorry. I'm not actually trying to get you kicked out. He's in my clan. He plays for us for BWCL. He's a very good player.
So that's it for Doodle today. We are going to go into games with just other people now, I promise. But honestly, I'm not disappointed with what we saw. That was pretty awesome.
Melee host, so clearly this is not Doodle.
Yes, that's how you know.
Actually, the last game was Melee too, so maybe
maybe Pandor host.
Maybe he let somebody else. Maybe let Pandor host.
Yeah, there's no way he did it himself, right? All right, in the top right, in the black, we have Exit, and the bottom left in the ground, we have Jiffy Mix. Now, I mean, Jiffy Mix was looking kind of scary when he was playing against Doodle. He almost won, and I don't know, based on how Exit went against Doodle, I feel like Jiffy Mix is the favorite here for sure.
The other thing I think is that Exit, being a Terran main, probably more familiar with PvT than PvZ, I would assume. But you never know. I don't know how much he plays his off race.
That's a good question, actually. Well, you know, there's a lot of potential, like, death points, I feel like, for Protoss in this matchup. Where it's just like, if you don't do the exact right thing, you die.
A lot of tricky things Zerg can do that Protoss has to know how to see and respond to.
Yes, exactly. Now, he's going to go for his pylon, so...
Although, last game, Jiffy Mix didn't look like he was really interested in doing any of those tricky things. So, he seemed to be playing pretty, I don't know, macro-oriented Zerg with the hatch before lair. Like a lot of the dangerous stuff is when you get an early gas and you go, you know, maybe it's lair or maybe it's speed or maybe it's Hydra Bust, right?
I'm telling people 9-pull speed, best build. But
I like 9-pull speed. I don't like it on this map.
Jiffy Mix also does not, apparently.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the overpool and Forge coming out for exit, which I think is probably wise if he's new to the matchup. Gate definitely has a lot more little, you know, variations and angles kind of where you can get yourself in trouble. Or just kind of clear. You get your cannons and you get to defend for a while.
You know what, I don't take advantage of the fact, no, it's a melee, not top versus bottom, that's right. I was going to say, I want to do top versus bottom because the problem is black is hard to see on the minimap, but I guess...
Yeah, no, I don't love black on Eclipse. It's a little annoying. Although it's a little better because he's in the base that's the tarmac, so like, you know...
True, but his side of the map...
It'll pop out.
Yeah, I guess. His side of map is the whole black one, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, and getting cannon before Nexus.
Yeah, not really necessary against Overpool, is it?
I don't think you need that, yeah.
Because Eclipse rush distance pretty long. Well, we've got a Terran and a Zerg up here trying to tell Protoss what to do. Any Protoss in chat tell us? Like, Overpool and Eclipse, surely the rush distance is long enough that this is...
So, I can tell you as Zerg, the like, rule of thumb is if the cannon starts morphing before the Zerglings... starts morphing before the Zerglings pop, they're safe. Okay, cannon and gate before Nexus is...
And I didn't realize until now, but this wall is also not correct. Lings can go right through between the cannon and the forge there.
And the second cannon. I don't know what he saw. I think Exit's a smart player. He must have seen something that made him very worried, and he's misinterpreting this. Because even if you're new to the matchup, I think you should probably know that you don't need 2 cannons and gateway before Nexus against pretty normal-looking Overpool.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely like an over-defense here. That Overlord might get a rude awakening if he's not careful. Okay, turn red. See, he does cancel it, but still, that's Nexus time and money you've lost.
Yeah. The only other thing I was thinking of is if you wanted to go for something super cheeky, like you don't actually build the Nexus and you just build 2 gateways back there and like run in with Zealots, but...
Does that actually work?
Quark does it.
Okay, alright.
So, kinda.
Alright, well we do have the 3-hatch Hydra coming up though. And so he might regret cancelling that second cannon eventually, we'll see.
Can this probe get in here? I think he'll definitely not be pleased with this wall against 3-hatch Hydra. That's,
certainly so. Although honestly it'd be worse for a Ling in. Oh man, he does not want that probe to get in there!
Oh, let the probe in!
Well, that's what you get for playing it kind of fast and loose with your leans, not just hold position on the ramp, honestly. I'm surprised if Mix allowed this, but now I suppose he could just be like, no, I wasn't doing anything, and just drone anyway.
So, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a mind game now that, like, Protoss has seen the Hydralisk Den. You can't build no Hydralisks, really, but you can build very few and, you know, intend to drone. And I think the fact that Protoss has delayed this Nexus so long means that if Jiffy Mix were to choose to do that, he wouldn't even really be all that behind. But we'll have to see.
Now, more drones are coming out, and here's the thing, if you're building, like, as few Hydras as you possibly can, surely you get range first here, just so you can, like, hit some buildings and then run away? Or is that not true?
I think you usually get speed first, whether
sure, when you're doing a proper
bust,
yeah, but when you're just making a few and then going back to droning, wouldn't it be better just to get
even
range?
if you only intend to make a few, the speed is just very good to let you move around in front of Protoss's base.
People in chat saying just go for the bust anyways. I mean, that's the real mind game, right?
Yeah, that's like the levels, you know, is like he sees it, then you're like, oh, you know that he knows that you know that he knows that he knows that
well, that's like in TDP, when you scout their base and see a citadel and they cancel it, and then when you leave, they build it again anyway. That's the kind of thing.
So yeah, looks like we have the fabled 973. Is it 973? Yeah, there's 4 at the third, but there's only 8 at the main, so it's actually
if he fails,
874.
Yeah.
But as we see, he's going to put down the second hatchery, or the 4th hatchery already. And we'll see how many Hydras he intends to make, already making another drone. So it looks like this is going to be just the sort of bare minimum commitment, actually not even researching range right away.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, even a little less than the bare minimum commitment, going right into a lair. I would assume there's going to be a 5th hatchery coming up and just more drones and stuff. So gonna kind of, audible out of this one. We'll see how much Protoss defends, only making 4 cannons, which is actually fine, I think.
Yeah.
The bigger danger would be that there's not any gateways started, and he doesn't have a Corsair, so he doesn't have a way to know this, right? Oh no, there's Zealots coming in. Okay, there you go. Zealots can scout. That's one way to find out what's going on.
But
losing these is dangerous too, because then that's your potential push that would punish the droning.
Well, I mean, I can't really say that he would have necessarily done better with a full push. Oh, that drone falls as well. Look, I don't know how many drones per zealot you're going to get if you come out later with speed, but honestly, that was perfectly worth it for the Protoss.
Well, the thing is, later with speed, you can force Zerg to stop making drones.
Right, okay, so it's just going to slow Zerg down a little bit, it's just going to remake them, you reckon? Well, Zerg is already trying to go into Hydras here. Huh?
And making more cannons. I think if you go over and you see that there's that few Hydras by now and already a 4th hatch, well, I think you don't need these cannons.
Is he going to go for Muta here? Because he's starting up 2nd gas. That could be a deadly transition, because Protoss certainly doesn't seem like they're expecting it right now.
And there's no Stargate, so yeah, maybe that'll be the play.
This DT looks so invisible on the asphalt. Look at it.
Yeah, he's a sneaky boy.
Someone quote me later. This DT looks so invisible. Yeah, no duh.
And it looks like Jiffy Mix expects a potential Zealot push, is going for a Sunk at each base and a few more Hydras, so he should be safe from pretty much anything. I don't think this DT is going to find any opening.
Yeah, it seems not. Well, can it technically hit the drones at the top here? I don't think it can. Oh man, if he goes in there, he's going to die.
The Overlord sees pretty far. It's deceptive. Might get this one.
Nice.
Hey, there we go. Cheeky drone pick off.
Oh, okay. How much HP?
Gets away with it.
Do DCs have base armor? They do. Of course they do.
Of course they do. It's a Protoss unit, man.
What Protoss ground unit doesn't have base armor? High Templars, I guess. There you go.
I don't think Goons not.
Yeah, they have one. They have one.
Oh, of course they do. Jeez.
Yeah. What do you think they are?
What a good race. What a good race. Good
I guess
units.
it's probes and Templars, but of course no worker should have that. Now look at this probe. Is he going to take a sneaky 3rd down here, or is he just trying to check out like what's around? Mutas are morphing as expected.
Yeah, and I wonder whether he's going to go for like a lot of mutas or only 5 heat. So Zerg is starting to look all in if he doesn't make some more drones. Is already making a couple at his 3rd, but 36 drones is not enough. It's like comfortably middle class, you know. Like you can afford some stuff, but you can't. Not taking like long vacations in the Mediterranean or anything.
Right. Just living
he wants to get up to like. Yeah, he wants to get up to like at least like 45 or so to be fighting with Hydra Lurker on the map. I guess he's not going for Lurkers right away. And ideally you want to get to 55 for the late game. So we'll see if the mutas are to cover for a drone round or to commit to a fight.
Yeah, see, if Protoss just stays 2 base and powers up on say like 8 gates or more, I feel like Protoss is Zerg is gonna have a hell of a time, like you say, because he hasn't really macroed up that much. And Protoss
making Hydras too.
Protoss already has like good tech here. He's got plenty of storms on the way. And look, these mutas, I don't think they'll accomplish anything at all.
Oh, there's cannons in the base, and yeah, they get stormed.
In your face. Oh, Archon
too, yeah.
Trying to win the race. I don't know. I'm out of rhymes.
So yeah, I don't know. I think Zerg needs some drones now, because he doesn't. As far as I know, he doesn't have Lurker aspect. He's still only researching Hydra range. He's got a lot of Hydras.
He shall receive. He's just starting to make some more.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of Hydras, but nothing to do with them right now. This base is not breakable for Protoss, right? You can't bust this. You can't contain it without Lurkers, and he's making more Mutalisks.
Well, Protoss taking that secret base in the bottom right. Yeah, Zerg needs a 4th, right? So, how many drones is the most you want to support on 3 bases?
Yeah. On 3, you can go 55 drones on 3 bases if you want to, but because he's at a 3rd gas. If you have a 3rd mineral only base, it gets really hard. But you don't need the 4th base, but you need the hatcheries, so you might as well take the 4th base.
He's missing a drone on gas at natural, by the way, but honestly, I don't think that's such a big deal. Oh, and this sun can actually mess with the gas parking for third as well. Well, I don't know how many more mutas he really wanted to make. He made a couple, but I mean, you don't really want that many at this point in the game. I don't think they're going to.
I think these mutas are to try to snipe Templar, but only with only 5, it's pretty tough.
That's not enough damage, is it? How much health does Templars have?
No,
Have they
I think
8,
you
right?
need.
Yeah.
I think you want 8 to 2-shot them.
Well, that's a bit unfortunate. You need if you have 9, you can. No, how many do you need? Yeah, if you have 9, you can one-shot them.
9 1-shots them? Maybe I must have got the math wrong then.
Yeah, no, you're
I
right.
never
What you
go
said
do
is
that.
still correct. 8 is 2-shotting, 9 is 1-shotting. So that's the if your stack is good though and all the shots connect. Well,
Maybe it was 5 to 2-shot them.
And
Maybe
that
that's
is
why
what
he's
he
got
has.
5.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's. Wait, how did that survive? I thought it would storm itself to death for sure. Well, I mean, so far so valuable for these Mutalisks.
Ooh, gotta get that kill.
Look how many Hydras
2
there
High
are, though.
Templars? It's a lot of Hydras. I mean, Hydras, the supply is even and Zerg is down 20 workers, so these are dangerous amounts of Hydralisks, but I think this is going to be just too much Storm.
I mean, this is literally his only play here. It's just to have a lot of Hydras, and I mean, that's a pretty good play, but if it doesn't work, what else is he going to do? Templar is just walking
He's all
forward to
in,
hug
for
the
sure.
enemy.
I
Oh
think.
god. No, Protoss just moving forward with shock and awe here, crushing through these Hydras. There's still Storms available, and Zerg is just retreating here. Okay, Protoss pulls back a little, but I still think he can really take this fight. He just needs to commit with these Storms.
There's only 1 Storm left.
That's
It's got to be
enough.
a good one.
That's enough for this army. Like, I feel like these Zealot Goon can take this fight. More Hydras rallying in, though. Okay,
Yeah, more streaming in, and Lurkers morphing. If you can get a Lurk... Well, the danger is, I think he thinks he might be trying to contain a Protoss on 2 base, but doesn't realize that he's not containing a Protoss.
Oh god,
on
so much
3
more
base.
reinforcements though. Now Protoss probably needs to pull back here. That's a lot of Hydras. No more Storms left? Oh dear, he's gonna lose all that stuff actually. Look, I thought before these reinforcements arrived, he probably could have cleaned up more Hydras, at least forced them to retreat, but he kind of hesitated, and now Zerg regrouped. A lot of Hydras here. No more Templars available just now. Look at this one.
But yeah, I think the danger is I just don't think Zerg knows this base exists, and
Well, does it matter
not
though?
knowing that, he might
Is it-
think he's in a much better spot than he is.
Well, it looks like he might be getting in here anyway though, so does it even matter if he doesn't know? I mean...
God, are there no storms?
No, there are not. I don't know what
then,
happened,
yeah,
like
then
he
you
didn't
can
remake
bust
any
those.
Templars?
Busted.
It looks like he barely defend for now, but I mean, how much longer is that going to
Yeah,
last?
but look at the Hydra streaming across the
Ooh,
map.
so,
He
yeah.
can't defend for long without storms. He needs at least a couple.
Well, here's a Templar to hold this back.
It's always decent.
Well,
One storm and a dream, man. It's enough.
Oh, well, they're trying to target him. There is enough Zealots and stuff to force it back for now, but how much longer can Protoss really hold out like this? If he can just hold, like you say, he has this secret base, then he'll be in a good position, but can he? The Robo is down here, actually, which is even worse for Protoss. Decent Storm, but unfortunately the work had kind of already been done at that point.
He needs to pull up these lurkers a little bit,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of chaos going on.
Doesn't one of these have energy? There you go. Forces them forward, but I mean, maybe it's not even the worst thing for Zerg right now. Oh man.
So, I mean, Zerg can afford to just continue making Hydras with the drones he has. So he can keep up this fight for as long as it takes.
Yeah, it looks
If
like
he loses steam, he'll lose, but if he doesn't and breaks in, I mean, he's fine.
he is about to break in here. What is there left to defend? Just a cannon and a goon. Zealot trying to get in there, but not going to be enough. No storms available.
Brave drone on the front lines.
Man, yeah, right? He built cannons all the way back in here anticipating this, but it just doesn't look like enough. Well, looks like he barely cleaned up. No, more Hydras coming in. Just the relentless
One
Zerg
lurker
pressure.
forward too.
Yeah.
Time for a manor hatch. You got the drone here anyway.
Well,
Just drop it.
yeah.
Get the sunk going.
It looks like it might be at that point soon. Looks like this game is pretty over. Shield battery being built back there, but I don't know what the plan with that was. And yeah, no, there's no way. I think Zerg has this now. Well, that's all.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Protoss, I guess he's going to lose some tech down here. If he can keep the probes alive and somehow get them to the secret third, he wouldn't be in that bad of a spot.
Well, but like, then what? Then he has like
Pretty
2
hard.
bases, and Zerg is still just like sending Hydras everywhere. No, I think this is over, man. He's going to lose his production as well. But I don't see how
It's
Protoss can
not
possibly hold.
trivial for Zerg to get up the ramp, but yeah, he can't lose this
Well,
rope.
not when there's
really.
nothing in the way. Like, what's stopping him? Sure, when there's a bunch of like storms and stuff hanging around, sure it's deadly, but right now that is not the case.
Lane's coming in for Zerg. We're getting running a little dry, maybe, but
Not at all, he still has money. I just, you know, he thought they'd be good against buildings, so he has to kill now, but he's just morphing the lurkers right in Pearl's face. The slow overlord's coming in here to finish the job. Make sure no GT shenanigans happen.
I liked the StarCraft 2 mechanic where overlords could drop creep. They should have
Yeah,
that.
that is pretty sick.
He could come in here and creep up the Protoss base. It wouldn't do anything, but just like...
It would be cool.
It would be cool.
Well, he's desperate last units coming out of the gateway. He's trying to do something. The lurkers need to get burrowed. GG. Nicely done by Jiffy. So I guess even though Zerg didn't know about it, wasn't able to punish it, I guess taking the third base is not the choice there. I feel like, yeah, if he just powered on 2 base, it would have been much better given how slow Zerg's tech was, how slow he was droning. Would have had a pretty powerful army.
Yeah, I think given that he knew that he had the third base, I think moving out was what killed him. You know,
Yeah,
like if you
maybe.
just wait a little longer and have a few more storms and a few more goons, then you never give Zerg a window to like get you into a scrappy fight like that.
Yeah, well, I'm
He
surprised.
can't necessarily know that. I mean, he might have thought that Zerg was taking a 4th base and he needs to go, you know, pressure him so he can't just drone all day.
Honestly, Exit's game did look pretty good for like formerly like Terran main, so honestly I'm not disappointed with his Protoss play. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure his Protoss would still smack me, so...
Yeah. Same. Alright. In the top right, in the black, we have Exit, and the bottom left, in the blue, we have Pandor. So, this is where Exit should shine, right? He knows all the dirty tricks, you know, he knows Terran's weaknesses. Surely he can exploit, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see if he, you know, now if he goes for the gas steal into forward gate, maybe you'll have to recant your views.
Never. If he does that and wins, I mean... Well, we'll see if he even goes for a gas steal. He might not even go for a gas steal here, who knows?
Maybe. I feel like every PVT I see on this map has a gas steal.
Certainly on ladder it does. Oh no. God damn it. Why is this the go-to strategy? I don't understand. Why?
I was thinking about it.
Someone in chat justify this to me. Because look, Terran has no gas, so what can they make? They can make Marines. If you're making Zealots, what do they need to make to defend them? It's not the gas steal I object to. It's the forward gate with gas steal. I don't think it's a good combination. If your opponent isn't good at defending Zealots and like is going to get destroyed by Zealots, I mean, sure, it makes it slightly harder that they're worrying about gas steal at the same time, but I feel like Terrans at this level should be able to deal with
Probably
that.
not the level where you can just bank on your opponent being bad. I mean,
Yeah.
they might make a mistake. It's not the level where they will never fuck up either, but you can't just be like, oh yeah, they'll just not hold it.
I like how the probe doesn't even have to look at the gas, he just has to be standing near it. Do you see that? It was just facing north and it's just built anyway.
The probe is insane, man. It's such a good unit. It's got
a
like
high-tech
incredible
robot.
acceleration.
Yeah.
Shields
These
are
Protoss, they have
just
technology.
good.
Oh, that SCV micro though almost got that probe. That was pretty sick.
Unfortunately, the fleshy human microing the high-tech robot might lose it here.
Yeah.
That would be a little rough.
Oh, get him!
Really would love to keep this alive for your initial zealot if you are going to go for the forward gate.
Definitely. Well, again though, okay, so let me go back to my rant now that stuff isn't happening. So, yeah, the thing is, Terran has minerals only. They can make Marines with minerals. That's what they need to deal with Zealots, right? Like, you're just giving Terran, like, a good option with his only minerals. Whereas if you don't do any of that, it's like, okay, well, they can get their CC, but they're kind of stuck doing nothing for a while. Look at this probe. He has no fear. Probably because he's a robot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fears,
run.
fears nothing.
Run!
Ooh, can't lose that.
Yeah, okay.
That's so. I
should have
mean,
had some
without
fear.
the probe, I feel like it's gonna be really difficult to get that much done with this zealot.
I would have
right?
said it would be difficult anyway, because Terrence is sitting here. There's no factory to harass. He does want to come down and build a CC, but he'll bring some SCVs with him. Now, Terran went for the option where you kind of pull more SCVs and attack the gas, but I still think we're going to see a CC fairly quickly here, because he didn't pull like 5 or 6 to begin with, which is what you do if you want to build a factory right away. Look, this is going to take quite a few SCVs down here to try and take this natural, which, you know, I don't think he needs that many. Ooh, a bit of mismicro here. The SCVs just going on their own path. They're not really even worried about this. In fact, it looks like he wants to punish this Nexus.
Yeah, he's got a bunker going down. I don't know about that. I
It's
mean,
pretty far from literally anything, and this Zealot is still free to wreak havoc here. Oh, I don't know. I think people are misreading what this opening is. Like, I feel like Protoss should be able to defend this. We'll see. Yeah,
it's going to be a third zealot out, right? Wouldn't he gets there.
Well,
Did he
hey,
make the second
is there?
zealot? Maybe he
No, he
delayed
did
it.
not. He did not make the second zealot. And look, he's going for a forge actually, which is too late. So actually, this might actually work for Terran. If he just was building the zealot to begin with, I don't think this would be a thing. But unfortunately, he was not. Where are the Marines at?
So far back.
Yeah, that bunker is not going to help at all.
The first bunker just doesn't do anything for you.
Cast a curse as soon as I say it, but it doesn't matter. Protoss just wants to buy time here, surely. Did Protoss start his cyber? Oh no, he did not. But if you can build a cannon here, one cannon will solve this. No money for that.
Cannon takes 1,000,000 years to warp in and is made out of wet toilet paper while it does so.
Yeah. Alright, well, I mean, but look at this. Like, how's Terran ever going to get in here and do the damage to the Nexus? I just don't see that happening. Although,
Yeah, I honestly don't either.
needs
There's
to
no,
keep fighting with
there's
his
no
probes.
zealot making either.
oh, okay, that's a bit of a mistake. He's kind of giving up too easy on this bunker, though. Why are the pros not joining in? This zealot? Well, okay, never mind. I guess that's why. I really didn't think that zealot would get through that narrow space so quickly. Oh, there you go, it does fall. But yeah, as soon as this cannon finishes, party time is over for Terran. And like, what has he got to show for it? He has no CC of his own. He doesn't even have a factory.
I was going to lose some probes, but
Yeah, but he has 2 Nexuses.
That's
He can
not
remake
enough.
them. He can
Yeah.
remake them rapidly. I
It's
don't
not
understand
even
how
really
the zealot got
mining
through there,
gas.
yeah.
Terran's just going to throw down the CC. So I don't know. That's
No, I feel like this
you're
is...
more experienced than me, but I would rule this as no bueno for Terran.
Yeah, I agree. Because you know, well, it is a mistake. I feel like from Protoss not to get the cyber here. I'm not sure what he could have not built instead, but I don't know. I feel like he should have been able to have it.
The cyber core would have been maybe a cleaner hold, but
Oh yeah,
is,
getting the forge. Yeah, I don't even talk about getting the forge. I mean, even with the forge, I feel like he should have been able to afford the cyber by now. I'm not really sure what happened there. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying too. I don't think you need the forge there by any means. If Terran has 1 barracks, you do not need a forge. You can just bully them with probes and zealots. They will never be able to get a bunker close enough to your Nexus, I don't think, before Goons and Range are out with 1 barracks. At least if all goes well. And look at this, Terran playing super defensive, has to get an eBay right away as well because his factory is so late. Protoss.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't
Backhead on
know,
probes.
you know, Protoss could be doing, there could be a Citadel up there, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you know, or a robotic, you know, but Reaver equally scary in this situation.
and with this cannon up, you're never going to get a rescout up into the main.
Yeah, that's true. This bunker, though, is going to see everything that leaves.
Exactly. It's the scouting bunker. You'll see Flash doing this soon.
Do you think
He's innovating. He's innovating this strat in the military.
Do you think I can develop a new meta with like getting Marine range, just putting bunkers with Marines around the map? Make Protoss have to kill them?
In TVP, I think not.
No, why not? Why not?
I don't know, man. I think that just, I don't know, the damage that the Protoss units do make that investment just not work very well.
Probably. I don't know, man. If you get Stim as well, 4 Stim Marines in a bunker put out a lot of damage, though.
Yeah, but that's what? That's like 300 minerals, right?
200? No, yeah, 300. You're right.
300. Because you got to buy the bunker too. Like, that's expensive. Oh, there is a Marine in this bunker. Okay, well that's
What,
a little
there
annoying.
is?
But
Oh,
yeah,
I had no idea. I was
there's
looking
one
at this
Marine,
thing,
one
thinking,
Marine camping there.
He is not going to make it home. I have to say, he's.
I don't think so. He's wounded. He probably told his buddies to go on without him.
I'll hold them
Stay
off.
here and hold off the
That's
Protoss
right,
menace.
That's right. does Exit even know there's a Marine in here, or is he just hanging back anyway? I mean, there's a Vulture out, so he doesn't necessarily want to leave his choke right now. Now, it looks like Drop's going to come up here. And look, anytime you feel like you're behind, I think that's a good follow-up, definitely. Especially also if you're thinking, oh, are they teching, what are they doing? Like, you know, you go Drop. If they're going DT, Drop's pretty good.
Yeah, drop is a play. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see how many gateways Exit adds on early. He's going already for the 3rd one.
Yeah, it could just be going standard 3-gate orbs and expand.
Ooh, and a Citadel.
Okay, never mind.
Citadel and a Robo, so maybe this is DT drop.
I think it's going to be 2-base
Are there any other?
I
You think 2-base are?
Yeah, you would not get the Robo and Orbs necessarily if you want to go for a straight DT drop. Of course, you can do a DT drop later, but it's a lot stronger if you go for it faster. Run! He didn't make it. He never had a chance. He could have at least like unloaded it while the bunker's being shot.
He's gonna win the Medal of Valor back at home for
Yeah,
his
well, that's
brave,
not going to do him
brave
any.
defense.
What good is that going to do for his family? They just send him a medal, like, oh, your son's not coming back, but here's a medal. Like, damn.
Maybe he gets a pension, you know.
Oh, right.
First observer's going across the map, and I don't see a Templar Archives right away, so it looks like you're probably correct that there's not going to be any super early DT shenanigans or anything like that.
Well, you know, now that I've cast a cursor, I feel like he's obliged to go DT drop. There's the Templar, but where's the Stargate? That's the question.
Where's the Stargate? Yeah.
Yeah, he is going to get it. He just
I see a probe hopping up here.
He didn't really position a pylon.
Is there a pylon there?
No.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, you can't warp something in there.
He's thinking about it.
Pylon range is insane, but it's not that insane. There we go.
Okay. But yes.
That was coming back to this game after StarCraft 2. Pylons just feel like 3 of them power your entire base.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? And you don't even have to worry about them getting picked off so much.
The Artosis pylon was really a StarCraft 2 only phenomenon.
Absolutely. Well, that's where the term was coined as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot harder to kill off a pylon. Wait a minute, the drop! I wasn't even paying attention. God damn! What kind of observer am I? How many probes did this kill?
I would say not a whole lot, given that the... Let's see if we can click.
No, you can check the kills, it's too late.
5 on 1 vulture.
Well, that's pretty good. Did the dropship die? I did not even see this.
Flying back home.
Oh my god, someone stop this vulture. Oh my god. He's getting a lot more kills than he could have right now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's up to 10 kills now. This is getting pretty brutal.
That was kind of sluggish of exit with the Dragoons there. I feel like those last kills were unnecessary. The first ones, who knows?
For sure.
And he scouts the Stargate as well, so I feel like Terran's got a pretty good idea what he's up against. Now, in this scenario, I feel like you can just stay on 2 base with Terran, and as soon as Protoss starts expanding, you expand as well, and you're in a pretty good spot. Does he have an armory? He does.
Tribunal.
Yeah, I think Protoss forgotten all the excitement of the drop, which is fair enough. More important to protect your probes, I suppose.
Protoss is a little broke, honestly. There we go. Arbiter Tribunal finally coming down. He doesn't have a lot of money. I mean, he just lost a lot of probes.
Yeah, no third base or anything. That is a pretty harsh blow. Yeah, and Terran's done a good job getting vision all the way around the map. This is really nice here.
See, and this is how the drop does damage twice, is because he's now putting down a photon cannon in both his mineral lines, and I don't know that Pandora is even all that dead set on another vulture drop.
Well, does this cannon remind you of ASL as well? I'm not going to say any more than that, but do you remember that cannon as well?
I don't know the game you're referring to on the
Okay, well, never mind. Never mind about that then.
I haven't watched them all yet. I know the results, but I have a couple still left to see. So maybe that'll be one I haven't seen yet. Pandora's gonna prove me wrong though. He's gonna load up. The dropship again with the vultures. So maybe these cannons will end up having been a good investment after all. How do 4 vultures kill 1 cannon? I feel like they do. Right?
I guess it depends on the upgrades. I would say if no upgrades, probably not, but I'm not sure. It would be close for sure. But I think the cannon wins that pretty easily. Actually, I take it back. It's not even close. But if they have like 3-3, I think they probably would. So recall coming up first here. Now I'm sure we've all heard the description of how you could get both before you have energy from one. But the thing is, does he have enough gas? Does he really wants to get status anyway if he doesn't plan on using it? Now here comes that drop. That cannon is unfortunately out of range here. So these vultures are going to start going to work. Unfortunately, get baited into the cannon, but he does micro them back. And still dropping in the main. There's a cannon there as well, but he can also outrange that. Okay, nice micro with the probes there, pulling them back. Where are the goons? Is there nothing here to deal with this? So many probes are falling right now. Oh my gosh.
I feel like we're maybe seeing some of, the things that are a little bit hard to get for Protoss, right? Of like, where do you place this cannon if you want to defend against a drop, right? He knows he needs a cannon, but the exact positioning is important.
Okay, well, it looks like he is going to even kill these zealots as well, which is just extra value. It's not safe, probes, don't come back. Protoss looking like he wants to attack here, but there's no way he's going to win this fight. No, definitely not. Yeah. Okay, that vulture finally gets cleaned up, and look at the work account here. Terran at such an advantage. He's already put some mines. Yeah. He's already put some mines for recall. I would not say it's enough at any rate, but he's started on that already. So I feel like by the time recall is ready, he's going to be pretty well behind here.
What recall, right? Like, where's the big dangerous Protoss army to be recalled? He would have to recall everything he had at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's not like Protoss won't do that though. Like, don't think that won't happen.
Neblime's like, man, I've seen it.
Oh, definitely. And then you think you can counterattack, but then like one round of gateway stuff kills all your stuff.
An unfortunate timing on trying to land this CC. I feel like if he has just a couple tanks over here, he'll be fine. But
yeah, don't blame the timing. To be honest, like there was no reason he couldn't have just moved his army out and secured this. If this CC dies,
he's gonna lose this. That would be bad.
Yeah, I think he is. Oh, unfortunately that Zealot baits. And look, the Arbiter's here, scan a bit late, and that CC is going to go down, I think. Oh, but he's timing his CVs. Okay, okay, there we go, it falls. That's a pretty big blow for Pandora.
It's pretty bad, and he's gonna lose a few tanks on the trade here, and some
Yeah.
SCVs.
Wait, is he just gonna die? Surely not.
No,
Like,
can't
quote me like 2 minutes ago saying like, oh, Terran's in such a good position. Now I'm like, Well, I have to say though, I feel like that's a bit of an unforced error on Pando's part, and honestly I've seen this a few times in CPL. If you're gonna float your CC out there, your army needs to secure the location first. Like, we've seen it before, you really need to make sure you're not just floating a CC out on its own.
Protoss getting +1 armor. How do you feel about that? Is that worth it over +2 ground attack, or?
I don't think so, but honestly, I don't really know about that. You know, when I'm playing TVP, I might select a Protoss unit like 30 minutes in the game, be like, oh, what upgrades did they get? But other than that, I don't really keep track, because I don't think it's that impactful. Now look at this, he listened to me, he's like, yes, the bunker meta, this is how you do it. These bunkers going to do a lot here. Is that another bunker, or is that a depot? That's a depot. I think it's the right idea from Pandora to kind of just fortify this location and move to other parts of the map. But losing that CC, man, I mean...
Yeah, because now, you know, now Protoss takes his third base, is close to evened up in the probe count, has Arbiter Tech. Looks like will have stasis eventually. Did he research it? I don't see.
I don't think he did, but he's saying, I don't need stasis, I need recall.
Yeah, I need
Do
stasis.
not recall the natural, though. Recalling the natural is a path to death.
Yeah,
Are there any
it's
words,
a trap.
Are there any words that rhyme with natural? Because I'm sure there's a rhyme here, but I got nothing.
I got nothing either.
Well, it just, I don't need a rhyme. Don't recall the natural, you'll die.
Actual is the closest rhyme I can think of.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's not
I don't
bad.
know how you would end with that, you know?
Yeah, how do you end a sentence of actual? If you recall the natural, you're definitely actual? Nah, that's kind of lame. Like, seriously.
That's a little rough even for you.
Do not recall the natural here. Looks like he's going to loop around, maybe go for the main here. Now, that mine, he's trying his best, but unfortunately, will not spot it. Well, he spots it himself. Wait a minute. Oh, he still didn't see it. Well, if he's really paying attention, he would have seen that Zealot cloak a bit. And look at this, he's going to see it now.
See, if he just flies over this and into the main.
Yep. There are mines there, but not super many. Well, we'll see where he recalls exactly. If he recalls right there... Oh boy.
He's going deep. He still hasn't cast it.
There we go. Only a few goons, though. This is a very weak recall, to be honest. They just got EMP'd. So, actually, Terran's going to clean this up pretty efficiently, I would say. Well, only Vulture's trying to come in through choke points just now. It distracts the Terran a bit, but honestly, you need to recall more than that. Looks like an attack is going to come down, but Terran looks pretty well positioned for this. There's no CC here to kill anyway, so even if he cleans up all these units, I don't think there's any way this works out for Protoss. And look at that.
The only prize is the Vultures.
Which, you know, are like the cheap disposable
Not really
units.
worth it.
And, you know, the Zealots get on top of these tanks, but it's not worth that many Zealots. No, that did not work out for Protoss at all. Well, these SUVs coming just after those mines are all dealt with, which is just as well.
And now Protoss down like almost 30 supply.
Yeah.
That's
well, something
definitely
I say
not
often
where you want to be.
is that as Protoss, you don't just want to go for a recall because it's like, well, I can recall now, I'm going to recall. Like, you need a reason that it's going to work. Whether the reason is that, like, say, Terran's been behind the entire game, hasn't been able to set up, or, like, Terran is distracted somewhere else, they've just moved their army out, the base is really well set up for recall, like, say, on Gladiator, for example, it's a good base to recall. But if you're just kind of like, oh, I'm going to recall now, for no, like, actual reason, it's prone to failing like this. And now, you know, Pando's kind of reclaimed some of the advantage he has, I feel like. But yeah, guys in chat, the names are, for once, as the usernames are in the game. It is Exit vs Pandor, for once. I understand why you doubt that it is normally. Most of the time...
The one time that CPL players don't use weird nicknames.
Yeah. Does Exit have stasis yet? He didn't get it still, did he?
I never saw it researching, but it researches pretty quick, so I could have missed it. But
reasonably, but you never know. I mean,
I never saw it. This dropship, man, we got this one dropship just hanging out in the corner. That's good. That has to make a return in this game, right?
Wait,
that's
so
like
where
Chekhov's dropship.
Are we on Marsara or are we at New Gettysburg? I don't know. Which one are we? Is there anything in it though? No, it's empty. So. Okay, Pro's coming here with a tiny army. I don't see what the purpose of this is. Oh. Yeah, bleeds a few more units. Well, Protoss has double expanded.
There we go. Stasis is researching now, so that'll answer that question.
You're right, it does research pretty fast, huh? Okay, Protoss going to get up to 4 bases here, but honestly, he really needs 5. 4 versus 3, I feel like it's pretty good for the Terran in this scenario.
Yeah, so this is a place where I feel like if you're trying to go for the, like, Arbiter style or whatever, it can be nice to take the corners, because then if Terran wants to go all the way down there to try to kill it and then you recall, like you said, that's kind of a way you can set up the recall being successful.
Yeah. Well,
You're pulling them in a lot of directions.
Looks like he's going to go for the natural here, and then I guess he can kill a lot of CVs. Oh, there's no energy on that vessel, but he can intimidate. That's what's important. Make him think you can't come in. These vultures waiting to strike. Is +3 done for the Terran? No, it's on its way. Look how much Terran stuff is here, though. I mean, I don't care how much stasis you have. I don't think you're gonna fight this and win. There's just no way. Protoss isn't even matched here.
No, can't be.
There's just no way.
But my big worry for Terran is Terran's only gonna have one mining base in a minute here. And this fourth base is a lot more open and able to be assaulted.
I'm not sure I agree. It's kind of hard for Protoss to get over there. They have to go through all these narrow ramps, and Terran, as you can see, has laid mines to at least give him advanced warning. I think Terran can defend this okay, as long as they have a good grip on this big ramp here down near the natural. They will be able to defend that location. That said, you never know, with stasis and recalls, things can happen. You know, there's a difference between Exit and kind of like the lower tier players we've been casting, is he didn't go for this attack here. I think I cast a game that was like almost exactly like this. I don't know if you were watching, and the Protoss attacked and just lost absolutely everything. Now look at this, Protoss trying to find the weak spot. Can he storm all these vultures? That'd be well worth. Storm, go.
Yeah, the willingness to call off an attack that you had mentally committed to is it's going to stasis all the vultures.
I mean, that's okay,
Does
but...
that accomplish anything, though? I mean...
Wait, is that 2 arbors in one space? No, it's just one. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, if you're about to go for an attack, it's fine, but he's not. Oh, he recalls out of that CC. Once again, Pandor moving out the CC with no army to back it up. Making the same mistake twice, and he's going to pay twice, it looks like.
Gotta target it, though.
Needs some Storm going down. Does he not research Storm? These Templars are... Okay, there we go. Storm's his own observers, mostly. Oh, look at this, the flank. This is a great attack from Protoss, taking 2 locations at once right now. It looks like he's going to storm in and kill all these tanks. Templars not doing much, but they do draw fire. And this is a huge win for Protoss here. He will have to pull back, I think, with his other tanks. Well, actually... Yeah, I think he should probably pull back now. He's got his kills. It looks like he will do that, but that was a really good engage for Protoss. And like I said, once again, Pandor doing the same thing, moving out this CC with no support. And I guess he did have the mines, but Exit very cunningly recalled past them, so there was no warning.
Yeah, it's a move. I mean, it seems like if Exit can keep Pandor off of establishing this fourth for just a little while longer and get his own fifth up, then he's going to be on 3 base mining to Terran 2.
The Vulture's out of position after being stasis. See, when you stasis things, it actually removes them from hotkeys. I assume that's why this happened. And yeah, no detection up here just now. Protoss smashing through again. These Vultures still just chilling. And now pull back.
I don't know if it's going to be enough.
He does need to pull back here, but it's still an efficient fight. Unless he stays and loses all his goons. Okay, he does pull back here. I think that's fine. I think it was a good engage for Protoss. Oh, nice storm.
Want the storm too.
Yeah. Oh, storm those tanks. Storm those tanks. Okay, SCVs.
Now he wants the SCVs.
I mean, you know, sometimes it feels like SCVs almost take 2 storms to kill. Now, if Protoss just kept these goons alive, I thought this would have been a good engage. But now a little better for Terran. He will finally secure this location. Ooh. And Protoss still low on money here. Taking this bottom right base. That dropship's still hanging out with nothing in it. I mean, if he just pulled back faster from that fight, I mean, I feel like he would be in a great position. But having lost all those goons, I don't know, that's a lot of money to replace.
It is tough.
Scan sees this base. Dropship's like, oh right, I need to actually get someone to help me with this.
Goon should see it, or not Goon. This is a zealot. It's like a scouting zealot.
Soon, don't worry. See it. The way this game is going, he'll end up a Goon before too long. Uh-oh, free Templar, run! Don't run, run. Yeah, he's gonna run.
Float.
Float, that's right. Float, but still trigger mines.
Do they trigger mines?
Yeah, they certainly do.
There you go.
This doesn't make any sense, but they sure do. Look at this. Protoss anticipating the drop here, getting 2 cannons. He knows. He knows.
See, this is maybe a little bit of, you know, the flip side of not knowing how Protoss wants to play, maybe knowing a little bit how Terran wants to play, and thinking that
exactly.
If I was Pandor, I would want to drop this corner with 2 tanks and just be really annoying.
Yeah, so
just cannons here and not allow that.
You know, this is this funny kind of thing where because Exit took this 3rd base so late, it's going to mine out late as well, so he has kind of a longer time. Whereas Terran's going to mine out his 3rd pretty soon, then he's be on 1 base. So Terran needs to try and secure this top left. Now, if Terran can do that, that's kind of almost all the bases Terran needs to win on this map, though. That is the thing.
Yeah, definitely getting into... It's an interesting scenario, because I feel like Terran cannot take... There's just no way Terran can spread their army to take that other corner base, but here's a move in from Protoss.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
Shelve that thought. So many mines.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. This base, well, yeah... Let's see, EMP kind of gets wasted because there's no energy in the Arbiters.
There's no energy on the Arbs, so...
Nice Storm. But yeah, this base I feel like is not as easy as it seems for Protoss to attack into. Like, it kind of seems open, but when you look at it, it's really not, because you're coming through this really narrow area, and don't even get me started about this one. You cannot go in the other side. That is just a disaster. So I feel like this is really not the move Protoss should be making. Maybe trying to bust through the middle here.
Well, he could bring a juicy stasis on the backside here, but I just don't think he has enough army to make it worth it.
Well, I mean, actually, I think he will, because it'll be mostly... Ooh, on the vessels, interesting. Well, if he stasis all those tanks, I would have said, no, he can totally make it work. But now, I think you're right. If he only... Oh, no.
The Arbiters, loses the Goons.
Yeah.
I still think he's in an okay spot.
Well, with these Zealots, maybe he can break through. I don't know, it's pretty dicey. Oh, huge 9 drag. Yeah, he does need that Storm. There it goes. Those tanks are already low.
Pretty good.
Reinforcements come in. Okay, so Terran doing a good job reinforcing this location, holding what he needs to. And Protoss needs to think about another base right now. Protoss cannot be staying 5 base to 4, because he will lose if he does not take another base. That I'm sure of. Not being able to bust this one anyway.
His main and Nat are finally mined out too, so he's really only on 3 bases to 2. And that's pretty dangerous.
Absolutely.
Once Terran's got all their tech and everything.
Another dropship being produced. Did the first one die? I didn't see. Or did you just lose it?
I did not
Sometimes
see where
I do
it
that.
went.
Because when you drop out your units, you got to micro them as well, so you can't just frantically send a dropship, just right click somewhere near your main, and then later you're like, god damn it, where was my dropship? And it's like off in some corner. I guess it must
Luckily, as the Zerg player, my dropships are all over the place all the time. So
you have like 30 dropships.
I don't have to worry about it, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Must be nice. Man, they don't even cost gas. All the shuttles, I guess.
They do not. Only Terran has to pay gas for the privilege of dropping.
Ooh, a bunch of mines going down. Terran potentially gets some efficiency here, but I don't know, for 2 tanks, you better do well. Well, so far so good. That's a lot of Zealots that died. Oh, Templar. Get that Templar. Get that Templar. He's not focus firing. Well, okay, he killed like, I don't know, some obscene amount of Zealots there, like 10 or something.
Yeah, I just don't know that Terran can afford to play the efficiency game here, but he is going to go, he's going to pull him in 2 directions now, come up and hit the 4th base.
Yeah, he leaves the takes out. Oh my gosh. See, here's the thing, if Protoss had already secured this, like, 5 minutes ago, I feel like this wouldn't be as deadly, but now it really is, because this is like one of Protoss' only mining locations, really. He's only pushed back to this 3rd and this bottom right now. He's starting to take this other bottom right, but it won't be operational for a while. Now, Protoss going for the counter attack here. Terran not siege, but honestly, against those Zealots, well, no, there's no way. This is going to be another disaster for Protoss if he attacks in here.
Hold it.
Very disjointed attack, because the Goons get baited into shooting the buildings here. Templars accomplishing nothing before they get destroyed. Yeah, Terran dominating in every location suddenly.
It's the bunker, man. The Neblime bunker made it so he can't get in there.
Alright, I've got to popularize this now.
Without it, he would have been toast.
I mean, it did kill like 1 Zealot. Look, 4 Marines in a bunker are actually pretty formidable.
Hey, you don't have to tell me, man. I play Zerg.
True.
I know how good bunkers are.
Alright, these vultures trying to do something here. Goons are available to push them back. But where's the observers? Oh, there they are. They with the options. Not enough energy. I don't know if you know. Not enough energy. I don't have anything selected right now, so I don't know why the game told me that. Oh, so many mines here, doing more damage. I mean, this ragtag Protoss
some of those errors show up to the observer sometimes, but I don't know why. I see the waypoint one the most. Stasising the vessels.
Yeah, and it's kind of like
saying, feel about that?
Okay, I know I'm going to get EMP'd, so I won't end up stasising any army. It's like, this is kind of what Terran wants. It's like, okay, I'll trade vessels for Arbiters, and then it's just Zealot Goon versus tanks, and tanks win that pretty easily, as we can see. Man, I don't know how many armies Exit can keep remaking. This is another terrible engagement for Protoss here.
Tanks go bonk, man.
Yeah, they sure do. I think this might be just about it. I don't really see what Protoss can do here. Now, he does have this bottom right, which gives him some hope. Needs to send some probes there. But Terran, in the meantime, taking the top left, which is exactly what he needs to do. And like I was saying, this is the last base Terran really needs to take. If he can secure that...
I feel like now would be the time for the recall, right? You've pulled Terran's army in a bunch of different directions. He's, like, out on the map. Now, if you recall the main, it's just going to be hellish for Terran to get back there and clear.
What is your path into the main, though? Look at the minimap. How are you going to get
there? So yeah, this is what Tastosis were saying, is, the Arbiters are a little limited on this map because...
That vessel's 1 Arbiter shot away. Get him. Oh, he saves it.
Stasis.
And now he's going to 1v1 the turret.
And then lose against a turret. Oh my god. They need to update the training videos for Arbiter pilots. Be like, guys, stop fighting turrets. It's not good. You don't
Oh,
want to.
sick EMP. These Arbiters thought they'd come in and stop this Terran army, but Pandor was on the ball
Buying
with that.
paperweights, man.
That was actually pretty impressive that he was ready to stop that, because you know you're moving your army down, you're like kind of not ready to the Arbiters come in right here, and he keeps the CC alive. Finally, we have improvement on CC guarding here. And I think it's
he lost it when it got recalled under. Actually, it's on fire still.
Oh, it didn't die for real? That's
No,
like
I think it just
one?
floated over to the third.
Oh, that's right, but he did get a good engage as it turned out because
he lost a bunch of tanks though.
Yeah,
I think he almost would have rather lost the CC.
Almost. And yeah, none of that would have happened if Zami just already in position. Look at this, these tanks coming down here. Protoss has to come down here and save this, but he's out of position. Does this dropship have anything in it? Nope, it's just a scout. Look at all those observers. My god.
Yeah, it's worth noting that like a large amount of the Protoss supply right now is in OBS and Arbiters. So
Yeah.
like 150 supply only, and it's not actually like a full 150 supply.
Nice storms though. But yeah, Protoss can't really go anywhere from here. That bunker is going to hold Protoss back. What can he? You can't get past that.
Cannot get past the Neblime bunker.
Hey, it's Pandora built it. Call it the Pandora bunker. And this base getting taken out right now. I'd love to see him EMP that because that really makes it die a lot faster. But no energy on that vessel. Move up, move up. Protoss army trying to come here, but what has he actually got? He's got a Zealot and a Dragoon. A Zealot and a Dragoon is not going to stop this. EMP's now on the Arbs again.
Well, there's nothing that shoots up on the Terran army, so if they stick around here for about 5 minutes, these Arbiters will eventually kill everything.
I think 5 tanks will kill like 6 Nexuses in 5 minutes. Yeah. That's the only hope Protoss had. Really, he's resecured this 12 o'clock, but it's going to mine out soon. Look at the supply: 167 Pandor, 96 Protoss. Oh, and he's going to seize these cannons.
I don't know if there's much that Protoss can really do here.
No, he's just about at the end. And I see Pandor
making a Dark Templar. Oh yeah, he knows what's up.
Yep, you just show up with 10 Dark Templar after Terran's looking somewhere else. Like, crap, where's my army?
Yeah, maybe he unhotkeyed his scanners. I don't think that's the thing he'd ever do, but
he has plenty of vessels out, that's for sure. Oh, look at this, another Terran army coming up here. But there's no vessels with this one. Well, he might be out of scanner energy.
Vessels.
Stasis those tanks. There's no energy though.
Yeah. I think these Arbiters have really underperformed, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, there've been maybe 1 or 2 juicy Stacies, but for the most part, they just kind of fly around in EDMPs.
Well, and the first recall we saw was way in favor of Terran. The second one was very good for Protoss, I thought, though. There comes that DT.
Yeah, that was an interesting recall, kind of a strategic recall.
It was well worth it, I say. I think it was definitely good. But look at this whole Protoss army melting. I didn't even see what happened to the DT, but he's definitely dead. Oh,
he dragged a mine and got killed.
And meanwhile, in the bottom right, yeah, you can't break through there. It's only a matter of time before that base falls. Terran happily mining from the top left, starting to bank up money here, almost maxed. So, did these Arbiters ever get any kills? 1 kill on each Arbiter, that's pretty impressive for an Arbiter. I hear a DT. Oh, it's trying to come down to this army here, but there's vessels all over it.
Do you agree with the statement that the Arbiter would actually be buffed by having its attack removed?
Maybe. I don't know, tricky question, I have to say. Well, that DT tried its best. Look, I don't think it's as straightforward as some people make it sound like. Look at that DT trying to kill a comsat, how ironic. Well, I can kill that tank, actually.
The mortal enemy of the Dark Templar.
Yeah.
The comsat station.
The Arbiter fleet is coming. So if the Golden Armada is like in StarCraft 2 with all the carriers and Tempests and stuff, what's the freaking Arbiter fleet in StarCraft 1 called? Oh, EMP! EMP! No! Would have been the sickest EMP. Oh god, these mines. Oh god, this is Terran hell right now. Okay, the SUVs get away, and like I don't think it matters even if he kills his CC at the end of the day, because Protoss is about to have no mining here.
Protoss is just broke. He doesn't have a big army. If he was broke with a big army, there'd be a fight to be had, but...
Yeah, I think what people say in chat is right. Like, if they had no attack, and you had them in a group of other units, and you A-move them, they would fly over the Terran army, like, all the way deep into, like, some turrets or something. So I don't think it's necessarily a straight debuff.
If they had no attack, they would run from the turrets like Overlords do.
Look at these stasis. Now, this isn't really accomplishing anything, because Terran's not going to attack in here. Oh, that Arbiter was running away, then it changed his mind. It's like, actually, I do want to die today. So yeah, these stasis are going to run out just as Protoss is attacking here, I feel like. But let's see.
Can't stasis a missile turret, unfortunately.
If only.
That would be the play.
Let's just go down. Okay, I guess it lasts longer than I thought.
Look at all the SCVs. Maybe like storms all these SCVs.
Oh, even so, I still don't think it really matters.
No, I don't think he's got a chance.
Because honestly, Terran already has enough army built, he doesn't actually need any more SCVs.
Right,
and
right.
Like, yeah, well, even with all these stasis, there's just not enough Terran stuff here. I mean, sorry, not enough Pro stuff, there's plenty of Terran stuff. Well, is he out of scans?
No, there's no way. He's got 2 on this scanner.
Oh, okay, he's just being lazy. And finally, the Goliath's here to push back the whatever you call this.
Gonna float back for an FU stasis.
Yeah,
just throw
and,
it down on
in
those
chat,
tanks.
you know, it's, you're right that it is sometimes slightly helpful that like you can clean up some tanks or something. It can be good. It can be good. Okay, maybe not good. It can be useful. Very brave Goliath. Even the mine and stuff cleans up. Look how many tanks are back here. This is just a Protoss suicide mission for the Arbiters too. Stasising once again. As soon as detection goes away. Well, he got 3 vultures for 1 zealot, but it's not enough.
Singular G from Exit. The game was played. Won't comment on whether it was good.
Nicely done by Pandor, to be honest. So, like, I feel like he had a good advantage, but he kind of, maybe not threw, but he lost it a bit, but then he clawed his way back to a dominant position and just held on to it from there. So, that was a nice game from Pandor.
A swingy game, but Pandor came out on top.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, jump into our next game.
Let's see if I can see it. There we go.
Can't wait for the regular
Surely
season.
we have some TVZ coming up, right?
You will get there. I can't wait for the regular season when we have different maps though from match to match. Alright.
Oh yeah.
In the top right.
There's my TVZ.
In the navy, we have Jiffy Mix. And the bottom left, in the yellow, we have Pandor. Coming up, here's your TVZ. Alright then. Satisfied?
Best matchup. Yeah. Best matchup.
So people
doing the math in my head, I think we got Jiffy Mix and Pandor, and then Jiffy Mix and our other Terran.
Kiko.
I think
but
those,
think about
if that was submitted, then that would be all of it.
I will not reveal anything, but I will say, so you just stated something. There are 2 Terrans in this group, right?
Yeah.
You know what that means.
And TBT.
If it was submitted, which I'm not going to deny at this point. You people in chat are just going to have to wonder. If Sate Zero was here, I'd probably just, like, whether I had it or not, I'd be like, yes, there's a 1 hour long TBT, just for his anguish. You know, I was like suggesting groups to cast to him. I should have just thrown one in there with like 3 TVTs and not told him why. Just, oh, it's a good group, so it's some good games.
You're mentioning you like seeing the different map screen games. I like seeing the different maps. It is fun to see though in preseason some of like you get to watch the same matchup on the same map a few times and look at how different players approach it. I think of the map like Eclipse especially because it is so complicated. If they're playing on like Fighting Spirit or something that's very, I feel like straightforward, it might not be as interesting.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
It gets interesting towards the end with the expansion patterns. There's like a lot of little bits there.
Yeah, true. That is true.
Looks like Zerg's gonna go for a 12 hatch, so no early pool opening.
Well, why would you on Eclipse, right? Because you can get scattered right away. Just big noise.
Yeah. 8 racks is annoying on this map because this Overlord floats out here, and so sometimes Terran can like just want to come out and try to pick that off. And so again, you know, in the mind game of mind games, Zerg can just like go 9 pool and catch the 8 racks, but 12 hatch is very common. I think there are a lot of Zergs that pretty much only 12 hatch.
What do you think about defending your Protoss and pretending your Protoss and just sending an SCV like to time it so that it gets there before you start your 12 hatch and trying to deny that? Because I remember on Bloody Ridge that was the play.
I think it's interesting because it'll be good unless they're going pool first, and then you probably just lose.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no,
looks
you don't
like
lose.
it should be
Well, hang on.
2 hatch from Zerg.
Oh, save
He's
that.
got his gas already.
Save that SCV. If you're going pool first, the thing is, then Terran scouted it right away, so I don't feel like that's necessarily bad for Terran at all. Well, anyway, I guess we'll leave the Fury crafting and describe what's actually happening in the game.
Yeah, if you were to lose the SV though. Anyway, so he's gone 2 hatch then gas, so that should be a 2 hatch layer.
Good Don't roll out the
opening.
Ling all in.
Terran.
Always possible.
Oh, definitely.
Oh.
I love the 2-hatchling all in.
Well,
man.
I cast a cursed it, so we should have known it wouldn't happen.
You can go Ling all in even with
true.
Lair first. It's just a little jankier.
True.
Terran looks like going for the CC second barracks. Not gonna see mech today. Well, not see initial mech today. Could always be delayed mech, but
Yeah.
and should be getting Ling speed here from the Zerg.
Yeah, I feel like the
there
mech
goes the
transition
gas from the Terran.
is sort of a lost art. I feel like it's actually pretty effective.
It was coming back in ASL. Again,
Yeah.
no spoilers, but
Yeah, okay.
there was
I'm not
there was
that
some
far
pretty
into
good.
it myself.
That was round of 24.
Yeah, I'm
There's
not
some
even finished
good-
round
some
24,
good mech.
man. I'm pretty behind. So I'm working on it.
But this just looks very, very standard from both players thus far. Got the Academy coming up for Terran. Zerg's getting some drones at the Nat. Gonna try to chase this SCV away. Presumably a Spire is gonna go down right as his lair finishes. If it was Lurker, you would have already wanted to start the Hydra Den. Although I guess you can't really if the SCV is there. That
Well,
would
you
be-
can always just build it and, dare Terran to react.
Yeah, you can double dog dare him. You can macro out of 2-hatch Lurker, but it's probably annoying if Terran knows you're
It's
doing it.
definitely not as recommended as Spire, because you just can't
No.
put any pressure on the Terran unless you're really committing.
2-hatch Muta is just such a good all-around build.
Mutas is just
And
good
yeah,
unit, man.
second gas, going up to 6 Lings. This is like textbook. Casters always like to call out like what games should you watch if you were looking to emulate something. This is like about as standard of a ZVT opener as you can get. And
Absolutely.
I don't know exactly for the Terran, but as far as I can tell, it's about the same from the Terran side. 2 racks Academy,
Yeah. What's that?
Stim.
Is that an eBay?
getting our medics.
Interesting eBay position. I can't say I've seen it down there much, but yeah, pretty normal.
Presumably going to try to go out, hopefully push here before the Spire is all the way done and maybe force a sunk.
Absolutely, Zerg is
Zerg
going to
taking
need
his third.
Sunkens here if Terran is not intimidated by Zerglings, which he shouldn't be. And here he goes. Is that an SCV joining them? Okay, no, the SCV is just building. It was kind of moving the same direction for a second, but yeah, there's definitely a window here. Especially if Terran stims across the map, which I really think is worth it. In fact, it's looking kind of dicey for Zerg. There's not that many Zerglings, and the crit con is there just coming up. Is he going to stim? Looks like he will not. Honestly, if he stimmed across the map, he might have been able to break through here, but as is, well, Sunken's finished kind of quickly.
Yeah, Sunkens are pretty quick.
Yeah.
I think with Stim it'd be close. Without Stim, it ain't happening. And the Mutas are on the way.
Yeah.
Looks like the Zerg's going to get their third base up. And Terran's going to go home. But forcing the 2 Sunks, that's already kind of the damage you want out of this,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, you don't
Well,
do this build
No, you want to kill
the
Zerg because they were greedy. You want to be like, oh, they didn't get anything and kill them. That's what you want.
Right.
But sure,
You
yeah,
know.
it's well worth it for Terran to move out and do that. And he'll move out again once he gets enough bio here. Third barracks coming up. We'll see if we see a fourth one. Ooh, rip that Overlord. He was just not in the
Cheeky
right
snipe
spot.
on the Overlord.
Yeah, because of course Zerg didn't even realize he could be seen. That is a bit unfortunate for Zerg. Alright, bio getting rid of
Zerg is up to 8 Lings. I don't think he's going to try anything, though. There's a bunker here, too, which makes it quite difficult.
Oh yeah, no,
for,
you can't attack this. No way. You would be slaughtered. But Mutalisk can
but
always
now
try.
we'll see how the Muta micro is. So
Yeah.
this is, you go 2-hatch Muta, so you can get these Muta, right? So let's see if Jafe makes anything done. Losing that Overlord there was pretty rough, though. That's going to delay his Mutalisk lock
Yes.
arrival by a good bit.
Yes, but Terran isn't moving out yet, so not really critical at this point. Honestly, probably couldn't have pressed anywhere. But here's the thing, now he needs to be on top of this fireball, causing it some trouble, or otherwise he'll just end up at his natural, and he's in a bad position now. Here we go, his Marine's getting stuck out in the front. How did he survive? There we go. Now the timeline is restored now that they killed that Marine, because he was meant to die. Ooh, one of the Mutalisk getting extremely low, but somehow survived.
Losing. Did he lose one? No, he was
No.
at 7, yeah.
It was so close, but he did not.
It's going +1 attack, too, and I don't
Yeah.
see any follow-up yet. I mean, he doesn't have to make a follow-up just yet, but it will be interesting to see.
What do you mean just yet? He doesn't even make a
come after
follow-up
the Mutas.
ever. It is a play that you just get Mutas only
Well,
until they die.
I meant without going all in, but yes, he can go Muta all in. That's definitely a thing. Muta's flirting
That
with the
was
Marines
the
on the
most
map here.
pacifistic Mutaverse Marine fight ever. They like flew
Yeah.
over the top of the Marines and no one shot each
They had a
other.
ceasefire.
Ooh, Overlord serving as a target here, but it's kind of baiting the Marines in. Ooh, lost his Mutalisk. I mean, this is well worth it. Terran gets both these Overlords. That's pretty big, actually. Doing a lot of damage, honestly. And only one Sunken here. I feel like Zerg needs to morph this second Sunken, like, pretty soon. Because if Terran gets up here with, say, like, 2 groups of Marines, the Mutas will not save you if you only have 1 Sunken.
This is starting to look a lot like a Muta all-in from Zerg. I see
well.
no follow-up tech, no Queen's Nest or Hydra Den, and
Oh,
plus
the
one
medic.
attack almost done, and
The
more
team
Mutas in
kill
production.
medic. Yeah, Terran needs to pull back and reinforce. Oh gosh, we're getting some lag. Is my stream suffering? Even let me know if the stream is still okay, because I'm getting some lag on this end.
I think it might be me. My internet's been a little unstable today.
That's alright. I think Terran overextended
This
a bit
Diabol's
here.
getting whittled down, yeah. I think he can just kill this now.
Well,
especially bringing the Lings in.
Yeah, he got a couple mutas for his trouble, but yeah, I think he definitely needed to pull back after killing those overlords and get some reinforcements. Losing the medics like that is not good, and like, Terran was a bit sluggish going up to the 4th barracks. In return, he's teching faster, so...
There's a Hydra Den. Okay, so maybe Jiffy Mix was just worried about this push, but I think this Hydra Den's pretty late. 5 racks coming down for Pandor, 2 starports, and what are the upgrades at? I don't see a Marine. 1-0 already for the Marines.
Terran, yeah, but...
No second eBay,
so...
but still, good...
Well, it should be starting soon, because he's getting his starports up. Where is the science facility? He's just going to go, like, double drop or something?
That would be ballsy.
Yeah, I don't know about this for Zerg, by the way, because this is kind of giving Terran license to push out. Look at this. Terran immediately is like, okay, well, A, your mutas are over here, and B, they're getting very injured, so I'm going to move out. And, like, if these mutas try and fight this, they're going to get slaughtered, because they're all, like, half HP. Oops.
Now, what Terran doesn't know is there's a whole nother flock of mutas, though. Queen's Nest coming down for Zerg. Zerg is low on drones, though. Zerg, I don't feel like can afford to keep making mutas and fighting this and get tech.
Is this enough mutas, though? I mean... It's a lot, but I'm not even sure it's enough. But the Terran army getting very spread out right now. If the mutas pounce, okay, they sort of do. They sort of don't know. Well, now they're stuck between the rock and hard place between Marines and Marines. Decent engage for the Mutalists though, picking off the like smaller part of the army. Now Terran does need to pull back again.
They're all getting very bruised.
But that's kind of their job, honestly. Terran kind of messed up there. If they kept their army together and fought well, I feel like they could be putting on a lot of pressure right now. But now as it is, I feel like it needs to retreat and reinforce. Science facility finally up now. Second eBay coming up too.
Aaron is making a tank.
Yeah, and this is the problem. Zerg's Hive is quite late, you mentioned, because he didn't transition Hydra Den for a long time. If Terran can just deal with the Mutalisks, there's nothing stopping him pushing in here. Oh, look at these reinforcements, though.
No, absolutely.
Stim. He needs to target this. Pandor has really not been on top of kind of like targeting these Mutalisks as they come in. I feel there's a couple of times where like he could have attacked where he did not. Look at this. The reinforcement's going to arrive just in time here for Pandor. I think this is going to be a disaster for the Zerg, actually. Well, okay, no, it's more even than I thought, actually. Still
it's not great, but
yeah.
I think Zerg doesn't die, which is important for Zerg.
True. Good job with Pandor.
See, now Zerg's got to make more mutas, right? And that's...
Dude, he needs lurkers right now. Aspect is done, but there are no lurkers on. Yeah, because you
There's
can't...
3 Hydras sitting at the 3rd, but they're not lurkers yet, and there's none at the Nat. Yeah, I think those should... I think that might have been a panic. You should have made Hydras there so we can...
Terran might actually break through here. Once this tank is here, shelling those Sunkens, I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. Because Defiler's a long way away. That's not happening anytime soon.
Defiler's ages away.
Yeah. Vessel's on the way, +2 weapons on the way. Terran looking a lot stronger here. Still a good number of mutas. If you can micro and pick off the tank, it's possible. Look at this. He sees no lurker, and I would agree this is the move, but he's not bringing everything. Only a few Marines. The rest sitting back. That might be a disaster for Terran. Okay, the rest come. And yeah, the mutas are like idle right now, not doing anything. The vessel is here. I don't think it quite has energy for an irradiate, but it's not far off. I think it does just now. Yes, 77 energy. And yeah, what can Zerg do here? The mutas can't even engage this.
It's nothing. I think Zerg's just dead.
Well, the lurker's coming from behind though, but the Marines aren't going to wait for that, going after the mutas directly. Yeah, he even has...
I mean, even if he clears this here, like...
If.
But even if, there's like nothing left. I don't know. He's gonna lose.
Well, I guess he will. Honestly, not the best Marine micro there. He could have pulled away from those lurkers. So he actually does clean this up. But yeah, so much damage going down. I suppose Pandor was thinking, well, I'm just going to macro at home. I don't even really need to over-micro this. My damage is done, which is probably the right decision. And look at this. Going to clean up these Mutalisks as well. GG. Pandor looking pretty beastly in this matchup. Honestly, it felt like that whole game, Terran just kind of was a bit better at every time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that game really showed how important the Muta versus Marine micro is for both players, right? Like, he got the better of that in the middle of the map a couple of times, and that really was what swung the game, right? Because if those engages go better for Zerg rather than going better for Terran, then Zerg kind of keeps map control, doesn't have to rebuild so many mutas, gets their faster hive, right? Like, it's...
Well, you can see
if you
clearly
play that kind of style, the game really hinges on it.
Even if Terran isn't busting Zerg, it's always advantageous for Terran to be right in the Zerg's face. like that.
Yes.
I mean, even though I feel like Terran overextended a bit. At the end of the day, like he just macroed stronger, Zerg tech slower, and he just did a good job. Honestly, that must be a very satisfying win for Terran because it's not like he did anything tricky. He just kind of like made his units, stimmed across, and just killed stuff.
It's definitely like how it's supposed to go. When you're playing TVZ with that style, I think.
Okay, in the top right, in the purple, we have Kiko, and the bottom left, in the magenta, we have Jiffy Mix, and there is nothing I can do about the colors.
Quick PSA: regular season's coming up. Por favor, play your games in top versus bottom.
If I host a game and the colors are like this and it's melee, I will deduct 1 point from your team.
Yeah, I like colors. I pick pink whenever I play because I enjoy seeing it on my nice pink Zerg units. But if you play in top versus bottom, then the casters can take whatever garish colors you have selected and turn them into red versus blue for the purposes of actually being able to see the minimap. So
no doubt, magenta is a quality color.
Please strongly consider that one.
Look, it doesn't have to be red versus blue for me as long as they're not similar like this. If it's magenta versus grey or whatever, that's fine. But not like this. Not like this. At least it's not a mirror. God.
My least favorite is gray Protoss versus yellow Terran. That one, it breaks my head because Terran is supposed to be gray and the Protoss is supposed to be kind of gold themed and just all goes wrong.
I get you.
So we'll see what happens this game. I mean, Jiffy Mix going for a pool first today. Decides he's gonna mix it up. It's overpool.
Yep. Following the Hawks forward, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't give more credit for everyone's build.
Anytime anyone goes overpool, it was Hawk.
That's right.
Kiko's gonna go for a wall. Now, I don't think Zerglings can get here in time to do anything to that wall from overpool, which I think would be a pretty big win for the Terran.
Reasonably, but Zerg's not super high for overpool. Chill has a good point in chat that if you play top versus bottom, sometimes the GG is missing. It's was it ally chat? But yes. I will say to that, do we not always give the benefit of the doubt, Chill? So I feel like people should still give us the help, with the colors. Well, look at this drone hiding.
He's gonna hide the drone because he doesn't want him to know.
It's not gonna accomplish anything. He built the eBay before he even saw it. He's just like, no, I know what you're doing. Don't even try, Zerg. I know.
I don't think this is very good, though.
No, it's not.
Because the Lings are coming, and actually the Lings would have nothing to do if you didn't build this eBay.
But that's the thing, he's probably going to try and send them across, and if he's hitting the eBay, Terran knows he has a bit more time to worry about making so many Marines right away. I don't know, I think it's definitely worth it. Because look, the Lings still aren't out. This has delayed Zerg so much. He's still building it, oh my god. I say this is totally worth it for Terran. Want to save that SCV though? Oh, okay, now I'm doubting. If he pulled the SCV off and kept running it around back into the main or whatever, then it would have been pretty good. But now I'm like, oh, well.
We gotta build the hatch now, though.
Right?
Now you have to build the hatchery.
There you go. I think yeah, there we go.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, if Zerg adds delay on top of delay, then it's a little painful. Kiko still hasn't taken... So this is the thing, so I guess Terran still hasn't taken the CC. It's not very late for the CC, but...
No, it's not even late.
It's a little...
For 2 depots before CC, this is pretty normal time. You can get it at 19. Or 20, I guess. Sometime soon. But
it's a little late. It's not like, oh, dang, that's late, but...
No, it's pretty normal, I'd say, for Terran. Whereas Zerg, I think, is being severely
having to pull these STVs...
Yeah, and Zerg with a pretty normal lair timing, but just a late expansion is going to be bad economically. Now, this is the thing, it's hard for Terran to really do anything about this for a long time, but in a long game, this will start to hurt Zerg a lot. So Terran, it just kind of has to play a very normal, very standard game, I think, to get the most advantage out of this situation. Now, this SCP needs to come in here, because I feel like Terran needs to know. That wall is nice, though, stopping any possibility of Ling all in.
I'm a little surprised that he went for 2 hatch after that. See, I feel like Jiffy Mix is better than me, so I'm not doubting his instincts. I just think to myself, if that happened to me, I would just want to place the second hatchery somewhere else and then go into 3 hatch. Just get the larva and maybe have suboptimal mining at my nat for a little bit.
Maybe.
But with the 2 hatch, you do get a very nice... And he's going to have a quick spire and everything, so...
Here's the thing about what you're saying, though.
At all.
If you put the hatch more towards the exit, you don't want that, because Terran will be able to kill it sometimes more easily. And where else are you going to put it? Because the eBay was here to the bottom left of the hatchery. You're going to put it all the way over there? I don't know. And with overpool, I feel like you really have to go into 2 hatch play. I don't think you can go into 3 hatch because it's going to be too late, I feel like. I don't know.
I was talking about this with Jaeyoon recently, actually, and he felt like overpool into 3 hatches is perfectly viable.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Man.
Zerg making a sunk. I don't know about this. I'm not sure what Zerg has seen that makes him think a sunk is necessary.
Well, if Terran came across with their like 7 Marines, they would probably kill him. So I don't dislike it. He's got to make it eventually anyway, so it's whatever.
Did he skip Ling speed? Did he ever get Ling speed?
I believe he did. If the Lings move, I can tell you for sure. Look at this, we're going to go for this 3rd hatch pretty fast. That SC is ready. eBay again, do it. Do it. Do it. No, he doesn't have money. I wish he would do it. Ah, nice.
He doesn't need the eBay, he can fight the drone.
That's right. He is the eBay.
And those are speedlings.
There you go. I thought he did get it. Bio not moving across the map right now, which honestly probably would be pretty strong.
Yeah, I think one of the things that makes this map difficult for Zerg is that there's not a lot of locations you can put your 3rd. Like,
yes, that's
Terran
true.
knows the 3rd is here now, right?
Well, you have the bottom right, which it's pretty close for Terran to push, but it is single narrow ramp, which is okay. And then you have the gimmick option going top left and hoping they don't find it before you get the defenses up, because it's wide open, of course.
Always fun.
So look at this, one sunken is not enough here. One sunken is not enough. Terran went the wrong direction, like the not so fast direction, I guess. You'd say he went the slow way. Now, he did scan, see what's up here, sees the meters morphing, but then the Lings hatch, so he might know he actually has a window here. But that is not that many Marines. Looks like he's just going to go for the 3rd. No, the 3rd already did not go down, so, I mean, he's just going to...
Mix cancelling the 3rd.
I mean, that move out's worth it to stop Zerg from getting the 3rd. And yeah, Zerg's defenses do look thin here.
It'll depend if the mutas can catch this bio ball retreating with the Lings. If they can do that, it picks some of it off.
Lightstorm will solve CPL hosting. Just host whatever mode you want, then just set your own colors to red versus blue. That would work too.
Like in the lobby, yeah, that works. But then you can't use magenta if you like magenta.
Kiko needs to reunite these forces. Wait, that's open at the top. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, Zerg could have come here the whole time. I didn't realize. Wow.
What, that wall doesn't wall fully?
Yeah, if it was like a 9, say, you could get in there.
No, it's not a full. That's why you had to put an SCV up there earlier.
Oh my gosh, I had no
Terran's
idea.
they always got to block that. Yeah, it's not link tight.
I mean, these Marines AFK, but the mutas did not attack somehow. Okay, there we go. Now Terran in position. Okay, good Overlord. These Overlords having no luck today.
Yeah, it's rough day to be an Overlord. Muna's gonna get 1 kill, but get pretty bruised for it.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Once again, definitely not a quick transition out of Mutas. We see at least a good chunk more coming, and we see +1 attack being researched, which is a decently, I don't know, kind of a strong commitment. Terran scanning for bases, won't find the 3rd just yet.
Like I was saying, Zerg does have this bottom right option, which he's taking now, and you know, Terran's got a scout everywhere. Forget what's going on. Now, what are we going for? 3 racks here. Is there a factory anywhere? There is not. Terran's not powering up that much yet. Got a whole bunch of turrets. Man, he got a lot of turrets at the natural.
Yeah, so Zerg's got 11 mutas and is building 4 more. So this is like...
Same as we saw last game.
Pretty big commitment. The Hydrodome is earlier, though.
Yeah, he got like 20 mutas or so all up last game, so... Well... Anyway.
Micromanage against the Marines.
Is this me? Is Kiko's bio count kind of low here? Did we lose some that I forgot? Okay, Moore's rallying out, so it looks kind of more reasonable now, but still, I would have thought he'd have a little more than that. Factory coming up now, so Kiko taking pretty fast. Just maintaining this kind of aggressive posture, not moving across too much. If he found this base, he'll probably go for it. Oh, well, here we go. Oh, that SCV sneaking past the Zergling. Somehow.
Lurker aspect being researched.
Look at this
Sunk going down.
Oh, in the middle, there might be a fight here. The Mutalist's trying to lurk around. Okay, he finds that base. Looks like Terry going to try and make a move forward now, seeing that base. But his army's getting split up, not controlling all of it. Okay, these Marines will reunite. This is very dangerous for the Terran. Anytime the army gets split up, it's very scary. Except for that Overlord.
Go for it out on the map.
Once again, these Overlord's having no luck today.
It's hard, man. It's hard to keep your Overlords from getting killed like that.
On this map, you don't have a good place to send them, huh? I don't know, I mean, I feel like a Zerg of Jiffy Mix's level should be able to multitask and rotate them, you know? Terran does not opt to go for the attack there. Whoa, once again, the Marines getting split up here. These mutas not really paying attention, though. Do kind of run into them a bit. Kiko needs to keep his bio together.
He can't go in. And definitely not with losing the medics.
I mean, if he had all his army together just then, I feel like he could have, but yeah, now he cannot. And in fact, with the number of extra mutalisks, you're probably right, actually. See, you can see that if I was playing this game, I would have tried it, lost all my bow, and probably the game.
A lot of extra mutalisks. There's almost 2 whole flocks of mutalisks.
You're right, actually, yeah. In fact, Kiko probably needs to retreat, or he's going to reinforce anyway. But the natural looks kind of juicy, but those lurkers are on the way. Only a minute
Queen's.
or so.
He's playing a very delayed hive kind of style both
Look at the
games.
production tab. Kiko's doing everything and Jiffy Mix doing nothing.
Jiffy Mix is like, I'm gonna make some lurkers.
Yeah. Kiko Mix is like, you know, got his four screens up, like clicking everywhere. That's a
one thing that Zerg can do that is kind of scary is with the map control established in the mutas, you deny the scouting and then you just make like, you know, 8 or 9 lurkers and a bunch of Zerglings and bum rush Terran's natural. I've seen that work.
Yeah, no bunkers here whatsoever.
Ooh, can't be doing that.
Yeah.
That's
nice reaction.
Mutas are too expensive.
Yeah, for sure. He scans, see if there's any hold lurkers in position, sees if there are not. Will he move forward to this kind of more stranglehold position? Looks like he will. There's definitely where you want to be, just holding the Zerg back. There's a lot of mutas. Maybe he doesn't have like the double stack technique. That'd be pretty sick.
Maybe he's J-Dong, gonna have two muta clumps.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. Ooh.
Trying to pick off reinforcements. Don't know if that was worth it.
Well, he is transitioning away now, so maybe he's supposed to trade these mutas off. But yeah, that was not the best trade. Vessels are on the way, so I mean, I'm not too sad about it. But yeah, not the damage he needed, for sure.
But yeah, so the danger for Zerg is that Hive just started at 11 minutes,
Ooh,
plus one,
gosh.
and
Vessels are on the way, right? So how are you going to stop
this?
this?
Vessels are like already flying.
Well, here's a big engage. Terran needs to split. Okay, he does pull back. Half those Marines were not stimmed, I just realized. That's probably why they did so poorly. Yeah, a bit sloppy biocontrol at times from Kiko here this game, I have to say. Pandor's biocontrol honestly looks more solid. But I mean, he's doing a great job macroing here and teching him while the Zerg tech is way behind. Once his radiate stuff going down...
Now, Zerg's got 6 more Hydras in production, morphing a bunch of lurkers, making lings from the third base. Maybe this will be... Maybe he is going to try to go for an attack like this.
Well, with no bunkers. Look, I feel like anytime you have a dominant position on this Terran on the map, you should suddenly be like, I probably need 2 more bunkers at home. Because this will happen. Yeah, definitely. Like, anytime you feel like the game's going well, just go like, okay, now just let me make sure lurkers and lings don't just kill me. Now, where is Terran scanning? He's scanning the tech.
He sees the Hive is not yet done, and I feel like if I was Terran, I would wonder what the heck is up.
Oh, here comes the counterattack. And there's not much here. Does that tank have siege mode? I mean, I don't know if it's even better siege. Look, he finishes the wall at the right time of a bunker, though. That'll help.
Killed Terran's vessel. That would be big.
It looks like he can hold these back for a minute. Hopefully his army can get back. But his army can
not get in that wall. They need to burrow and fight it.
They'll kill it quickly enough, though. Now, what's the Terran army doing right now? There's not much to defend. The logos are in the eggs, but he's not pushing forward. He's kind of just idling with the army right now.
Burrow.
Uh-oh. His lurker's getting in here. Both fights, things going wrong for the Terran, actually. He's missed his chance to attack natural. 1 D-Matrix is not going to be enough for that many lurkers. Meanwhile, the natural being absolutely savaged by Zerg here. Terran needs to attack before this D-Matrix runs out anyway. Lurkers coming up into the main. Decent engagement on the ramp there for Terran. Picks up a couple lurkers. Nice split. Looks like he'll clean up those. Ooh, it's going to be close. Terran's still just standing here at the side.
Have enough to close it, you know?
Yeah, and he's not gonna bust this with this 1 D-Matrix Marine. It's not enough.
Well, D-Matrix, pretty good.
Lurker's pretty good too, though. I don't think it's enough. Yeah, unfortunately, he does.
Yeah, it looks like he can't quite bust, but neither can Zerg. So I don't know what happens here. I feel like this position's good for Zerg because the Defiler Mound is coming. Zerg can replenish the drones quicker than Terran can replenish the SCVs.
Especially if he loses the lead as well. Where is the irradiate? Is there no energy? He has not used a single irradiate that I've seen. Although maybe now is his time. Oh.
He didn't lose a vessel. He almost lost his vessels at home. He was kind of like busy with them. There's an irradiate. Drops it on the bottom.
Okay. Oh gosh. Oh, it rejoins the flock. That was brutal. Well, I mean, you know, you don't want to spend 2 million on Mutalists, right? So it's just well for the Terran that worked out that well. But now Zerg has a lot of like time to breathe. He's done so much damage. He can kind of sit back, get his stuff in order. His late hive not going to be an issue now.
And with this amount of lurkers, he can't really be busted. And Terran has lost a lot of SCVs, doesn't have the economy to really produce everything again. The only big danger for Zerg is that the vessel cloud is going to get big soon. We have 2 more at the nat, 2 just pops. He's going to have 4 plus the one at the front, 5 vessels, and I don't see any Scourge.
Run, Marines!
But if he clears out the front,
Oh, it is so clear right now.
Yeah.
Here's
on the map
thing.
like
It is
this.
hard to gain the efficiency from the vessels when your bioforce is already small, because even if you radiate stuff... Well, here we go. He's going to come in again. Terrence needs to pull back here. Oh my gosh, these lurks not burrowing. They were going to get slaughtered. That was a late burrow indeed. And now...
Oh, no.
Now
That's
I've eaten my
painful.
words. Things looking pretty good for Terran once again all of a sudden.
Nidus isn't done. He can't transfer the
Did
one
you see
lurker
him
he's got.
cheeky
I don't
repair
see
that-
it.
He cheeky repaired that vessel for like 1 second without a CV. But yeah, where are the units? There's nothing here. Well, a couple vessels go down, or a vessel, but does it matter? Do you even need the vessels anymore? D-Matrix on the firebat? GG. How unfortunate for Zerg. I feel
That was
like if he
painful.
just sat with his lurkers until the fire out, he would have been all good, but got a bit too aggressive.
Yeah, Filer was so close too. Almost
Alright.
had it.
There will be a 1 minute break before we get into our last game, so just bear with us. Alright, we are back. And we have one more game for you tonight. Shall I just say it's 8-0's favourite, no doubt. You excited, Packrat?
Oh, I'm excited.
Let's do it.
I think I can math in my head what the remaining match must be.
Do you call that math, though?
Yeah, that's math. That's discrete math. Pigeonhole principle, man.
Okay. In the top right, in the yellow, we have Pandora. And the bottom left in the peach, it's Kiko. TVT to end things up tonight. Two very strong Terran players. I think this is going to be an excellent TVT. You know, I was very pleased when my match got casted, but I think this match will probably be more exciting than that as well. My TVT match, I mean.
I think I am known to not be a huge fan of TVT, but actually I think that this is quite a nice map to have it play on. I think when you play TVT on like just a flat circle map, again, like Fighting Spirit, I'm gonna dunk on it, it can get very boring. Like, okay, you take that corner, I take this corner, I'll see you in 30 minutes, right? But
I would say Polypoid is even
Clips
worse.
is not like that.
Polypoid is actually even
Clips,
worse.
there's a lot of
because you have
high grounds.
The mineral only high grounds make it easier to split them up because you take the mineral only high ground and a lot of tanks. It's like, okay, that main is yours, you know.
Yeah,
Fighting
it's like
Spirit
I
at
own
least.
this now.
Fighting Spirit at least is like, well, it's flat ground. Maybe I can try and attack. But Eclipse is like, all right, well, I guess we're building race for the next 10 minutes or something, you know, because that's just what you do.
Yeah, but with Eclipse, there's the way that high ground works in the middle of the map. You know, the kind of like ridgedy up down to the middle that makes that attack path interesting, and then also the sort of main expansion path that two players go down.
Yes,
it pushes you into the same corner. Right?
Exactly,
Like
and then there's the question of the bottom
both
right,
expanding
which is
up towards that.
the bottom right, which is like, you know, anything could be the factor that decides it. Like, did you put mines there? Did you happen to send like a couple tanks there at some point? It's so kind of mysterious who's going to take it. And by the way, yeah, this is still not West Bottom, by the way. I wouldn't have chosen these colours either, but alas, we can't.
Yeah, peach yellow is a little rough, especially in a mirror. But
thing is, TVT a lot of the time it's like, okay, well, Panda's units are over there and Kiko's units are over there, or like Kiko's attacking these tanks with vultures or something. If we get into a big vulture fight, or God forbid a wraith fight, it's going to be pretty bad. But until that happens, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Not like ZVZ with
And,
friggin' Ling fights. It's like, oh my god. Their colors are not different. Oh, don't even talk to me.
TVT, the openings, as best I can tell, are mostly kind of sleepy until somebody gets a lot of vultures.
You can do some aggression early on with Marines and maybe a vulture or two, but you certainly don't have to. And honestly, a lot of the time, even if you do something aggressive, it evens out, because if you kill a few SCVs, it's like, well, A, you're making up for the SCVs you didn't make, and B, you're probably sacrificing units and or map control. So yeah, I do have to agree, the openings usually aren't that exciting unless it's like a proxy barracks. Now, look at this SCV versus SCV combat, this is exciting.
This is the core of the matchup. SCVs fighting SCVs.
It's happening in 2 places at once. I can't handle how exciting this game is, although Kiko's SCV is very peaceful. He's just sitting back giving tips on how to build. Oh, now he's getting a bit more
Best
involved.
unit in the matchup, man.
It actually is. You joke, but actually they're pretty good.
I'm not joking. Yeah. It's the best unit in the matchup.
You know the truth. Yeah.
People think it's about the tank. Really, it's about the SCV.
It's alright. Well, I mean, hard counter tanks, so it makes sense.
And so yeah, you know, both players, nothing wrong with a little bit of a slow opening. Both players are going to get up their factories. It looks like they're both going to take an expansion off just the one factory. I don't see anyone mining like a ton of gas afterwards, so probably not going to be seeing like 2-port Wraith at anybody.
Definitely.
Both going for Vulture before they get the add-ons, so we won't probably see anybody get like caught with their pants down.
Yes.
And both CCs come down right at the same time.
This is like these PvP pro games where they like have everything exactly the same. It's literally exactly the same so far, except Kiko has 2 less SCVs somehow. I'm really sure what happened there. Did his scout SCV die? No, it's good. Anyway,
sure.
Ooh, well, there goes one for Pandor, evening things up. So now we are perfectly even. Oh dear. You know, if someone
balance
asked me,
in all things.
Yes,
the barracks' kiss in the middle as they fly off towards the corners.
That would be an ugly kiss, I have to say. I'm looking at the barracks now. How do you see the face? It's like the 2 little things at the top. Are they the eyes or are they the ears?
Man, I had never even thought of that.
Like, you look at a factory, you can see the face pretty easily, right? Because it's kind of like got a big mouth, you know, in the middle.
Yeah. But yeah, then both players getting their second factory. Are we gonna get a third factory coming down from Pandora? I think that might be our first big.
No, they're
no, both
so
third factory.
We are going to go into a lot of vultures.
Vulture Wars. My favorite part of this matchup. I am a Zerg player. I like Ling fights in ZVZ. I like Vulture fights in TVT. So both players going to be getting their speed. Mines are kind of secondary, right? Like you just want to get the speed so that you can go.
When it's Vulture versus Vulture, absolutely.
Duel.
If you get mines first, you're kind of admitting that you're not going to win the Vulture fight, and you just kind of lay some mines and then retreat from the map. Which can be okay, because it's like, okay, you put the mines so that tanks can't come up to a critical position, and then you just retreat and start making your own tanks, but that does give your opponent leeway to lay mines wherever they want, so it's not really preferred.
It has not yet started for Kiko.
Yeah, that's probably just a mistake.
Has me wondering a little bit what's up.
You actually are supposed to cut SCVs here to get Vulture production and speed. I feel like would have been better than making SCVs constantly. Kind of controversial thing I know is Neblime saying don't make SCVs, but when you're in Vulture Wars, you need to keep those factories going as much as you can, and cutting SCVs is well worth it in that case. Both players not making use of their third factory at all, which is interesting, so things still mirrored in a way, but yeah, the speed very late for Kiko here, but if he doesn't move out until it's done, it probably won't be that impactful. You know, if someone asked me, I would have said Kiko was favoured in this match, but after seeing the TVZs, I feel like Pandor's TVZ was much better, so they may have different skill sets in different matchups, and I haven't seen a TVT from them recently, so I don't know. Pandor could be
one of the things that I think is hard with this, or that I hear is hard, is that Vultures actually take up quite a lot of supply, so like being able to keep on top of building the supply depots and such as you continue
you start
to
making 2 at once at like 50
trivial.
supply, which is like really low. But definitely. Alright, so it looks like Pandor's going to come in and attack. No, okay, decides better of it, because there's actually way more Vultures here for Kiko. Definitely would not have been good. With the reinforcing advantage, you can see the Vultures back at home for Pandor. But he somehow knows his speed is faster? Did he have a barracks watching the machine shop? I don't know how he knew. Because it was very brave to come out like that.
Kiko, at least up until now, just wants to play defensive, is going to be getting an academy. How do you feel about an early academy in this
Well, hold that thought, because Kiko's about to take a huge fight here. I don't think Pandor can possibly win this. I mean, he's doing good focus fire. It's going to be an okay trade, but I think after this, Kiko is going to take the map with Vultures for sure, because he just has more. Yeah, look how many he has. And honestly, I don't know how Pandor's going to
the danger, right? Is like, you lose the Vulture fight, and now Kiko's got pretty much uncontested map control.
Yes. And I have to question, why Pandor came and stood right next to the natural like this. With the reinforcement advantage, you've got to assume it's your opponent's advantage if you're on their side of the map. He should have been just holding like this ramping big map. And look how many vultures there are now. Those mines aren't going to help you. What is Pandor going to do to survive this? This might be a very short TBT we have on our hands. Trying to repair, but honestly, SCV's better off trying to attack, I feel like, in this kind of scale of engagement.
Yeah, and there's no Marines for that bunker either, so Pandor's probably going to lose a lot of SCVs. Luckily, he was a little ahead before that.
Oh my god!
The mine! Oh, that's brutal.
Well, when I said those mines weren't going to help you, that isn't quite what I thought, but
I mean,
I wasn't wrong.
It stops the assaults, but at what cost? You
can't harass my SCVs if I blow them all up myself.
Well, the barracks is actually going to burn down too. That would be extra brutal.
Oh, that is actually a pain. You know, that's
you want to be able to add factories.
At this point in the game, that's actually fairly critical.
Kiko's.
Yeah. That's why he landed there, to distract the attacking units. But yeah, losing it low.
Yes, of course. Yes. Why would the barracks at Pandor's base be Pandor's? Obviously.
Welcome to TBT.
Welcome to TBT. Yeah. It's not his barracks.
But Pandor not keeping his vultures together still has some in his rally point. But I guess if he doesn't get caught, it doesn't matter. We've got to be careful here. Now, honestly, I'm surprised Pandor is the one who's still making vultures. I really feel like the player who lost the vulture fight should be the one who transitioned first, but it's actually Kiko here. And to be honest, he hasn't laid mines on his opponent's side of the map, so really not actually doing that well off the initial vulture advantage, surprisingly.
Pandor does have four factories to Kiko's 3, so
right.
If they both continue to produce vultures, he might be able to sort of regain the advantage there eventually, but it looks like Kiko's already transitioning into tanks and Goliaths, and that's going to mean Pandor has a much sort of lower quality army soon if he keeps making vultures.
Yeah, I mean, you have a point there. You have a point there, but I still feel like Kiko should have been able to lay more mines before he retreated at least, because his mines really is defending his half of the map. These ones on this big ramp here are nice. I don't know if you can tell those are actually Kiko's mines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
can see
think
we have pretty good vision.
And look what Pandor's doing now. Like Pandor is putting mines in much more key positions, I feel like. Now he's going to get them taken out right away. But imagine Kiko already had these mines like this. I would love to see Pandor come up onto this high ground pod near Kiko's natural and put more mines there too. Look how many vultures he has now, my god.
So yeah, I mean, it feels like Pandor's kind of evened out his position a little bit. He does have... He's a little behind in workers, and his army is a little, less lethal, but he's kind of got map control back, or at least some map control back, and that's nice. I feel like if I was him, I would try to sneak an expansion or something.
No, big engage about to go down. So many more vultures for Pandor. Kiko needs to run these vultures back to their tank daddy to protect them here, because they cannot win that fight on their own. Okay, he's going to pull back from his tank Goliath though. But yeah, look, honestly... Sorry?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead.
You say that, Pandor's army is less lethal, which is true, but sometimes it makes me wonder in StarCraft, does the lethality of your army even matter at all? Or is the mobility like their primary stat? Because, you can backstab, as long as they're strong enough to kill workers, which vultures certainly are. Because it means Kiko really can't move out here, because if he does, he just instantly get vultures in his natural and it'll kill him. But he does have a way.
Kiko's going to go for a drop.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
cheeky.
I don't think
There's no land there,
I don't think Pandor's aware of the mines all up on that big ramp there, so if he does move tanks up there at some point, it could be bad. Pandor finally going to put mines on this high ground pod, which is a key move, I think. That location is very important. Now, there is
I think this drop's going to be pretty much uncontested, though, and Kiko's already taking a third, or has already taken a third.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, that's a good move when you're kind of shut in with your opponent with a lot of vultures. It's good to just kind of take this small area, the minimum area you need, take the third. And this Goliath's trying their best.
Dropping off a couple vultures. Well, now there's tanks here at the rally. I don't know if they're going to get as much done as if they would have been dropped just a second earlier.
I mean, at the end of the day, these are just vultures, so you're not too sad about it, but yeah, it definitely didn't do as much as you might have hoped.
Pandor either lost a bunch of SCVs or really fell behind in the SCV production, though, because he's almost 15 SCVs behind.
Don't you remember the vulture attack at the natural? He lost a ton of SCVs.
Yeah, but he was almost even. He was almost back to even.
Was he? Oh, yeah, I don't know what happened there.
At least I thought he was. I might have lost count.
He lost at least a couple at the natural just now. And the third base has been up for a little bit for Kiko, who's being very diligent about his SCV production at all 3 command centers. Yeah, I think Pandor really needs to get these tanks across the map there, because if he sits here for too much longer, Kiko's going to be able to push back through these mines on the high ground and take the high ground in the middle, which would be a very strong position. Because if you pushed your opponent's ramp on the high ground, you have basically secured the bottom right, and that's 2 whole bases.
Yeah. And, I mean, Kiko's starting to get a really solid ball of tanks and Goliaths that kind of can't be assaulted,
Yeah, definitely. And look, he's coming with more dropships. Interesting that he's going up to multiple dropships this early. Often you don't actually see that. There's tanks and Goliaths in these ones. So
tanks and Goliaths in this one, yeah, that's spicy.
But, I mean, his vultures are going to get destroyed right now. So, I mean, I don't know what he intends to do with these drops. But better do a lot. All this base is undefended, though. This could be huge damage coming in for Kiko here. The vulture's forced to retreat. Now, if those vultures get back there, they can probably defend this. But, I mean, if he sieges up, he could do a lot of damage here. There we go, he does siege up. Hard spot to get in lay mines on. Picks up a tank accidentally. Maybe he's going to pull it back further. Okay, I guess it wasn't accidental then. SCV's doing their work though. SCV's proving themselves strongest unit TBT as usual. But once again, the SCV damage is massive. And look at the worker count. Kiko is going to have so much more money here than Pandora.
Kiko is almost doubling the worker count. And, I mean, he's getting ahead in the upgrades as well. I think he's going to have 1-1 when...
Okay, hang on. Does that really count as a head though? That's more like just a cosmetic.
It's like a consolation prize.
Yeah, like that doesn't really mean anything, I have to say. If you're up against like Wraiths or Battlecruisers later, it's fine, but I really question him getting that right now. Not that he could be getting +2, could he? Because he doesn't have a science facility, but maybe he should have got a science facility, you know?
Yeah. Is it not worth it against the Vultures? Like if your opponent's going heavily on the Vultures? No?
I would say no. Because honestly, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Either you've got like 15 vultures killing a single tank, or
either there's too many vultures or there's not, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And if a mine hits your tank, it's only going to take like a few vulture shots to kill anyway. So I'm really not a fan. I do see pros doing all the time, so I feel like I can't say it's not good, but I don't understand why pros do it.
It's not pivotal, perhaps.
Absolutely not. It's very marginal in my opinion. It's like another tank. I can't really imagine how it's better than another tank.
Well, Wraith's coming out, so that can be annoying. I haven't seen a Goliath yet for Kiko.
He does
Pandora, sorry.
He has turrets, yeah, I knew as well you meant Pandora. He has turrets around, but definitely does need a Goliath and Goliath range to deal with that. It's interesting because usually drops.
You can use this to kind of like harass these tank lines, right? Like when your opponent goes to get a position like Pandora's got up here, the Wraith can come in and either make him leave or slowly take damage.
Absolutely.
Very slowly. Still a Wraith we're talking about here.
Yeah. Well, you know, tanks don't have that much health. They do get through them eventually. But it's interesting because usually the dropship player in these scenarios just keeps making more and more dropships, while the other player might make Wraiths try and catch the dropships. So it's interesting that Kiku's going with this kind of air power, while Pandora's just not bothered about that at all. But exactly like you predicted, here come the Wraiths to start chewing away at these tanks. Goliath's just popping out now. If they can go over there, they can probably save 3 of these tanks at least.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not going to lose a whole bunch of tanks, but it is, you know, this is the kind of chip damage that matters.
Well, if these Wraiths get 2 tanks, they've already paid for themselves, and they can run away still.
Can they? And only if they live.
Okay, yep. Well, they're still alive, so it's still worth.
Yeah.
Both players severely gas-starved, that's how you know it's TBT. You know, Pandora taking a lot of map control in the bottom right, which could be absolutely pivotal later. Surprisingly, neither player trying to push into the middle at all, which is honestly kind of a shock. I feel like one player or the other should try and secure this position over their opponent's natural, because that can be a deadly position.
Yeah, that's surprising to me as well, because I've seen even in the non-TBT matchups just how good it can be to kind of control this high ground outside your opponent's natural. It seems like in the matchup where the tank is king, you know, that's extra good.
Yeah. Ooh, lands that barracks, try and splash down his ACV. Surely he still needs that, though.
That's cheeky, I guess.
Doesn't he need this, though? I mean...
He's got 2,400 minerals, he can just make another one.
Yeah,
he already is.
If he needs to add more factories, it's delayed. Now, Kiko getting 2-2 now as well. And I'm not really sure the justification behind that, because like I said, his opponent is making 0 air units, so it's not like he's worried about Wraiths or anything.
He's also up to 8 factories, where his opponent's only on 5. I mean, this isn't really the kind of matchup where you can just fling a bigger army at your opponent, but surely that must matter, right?
Sometimes you certainly can. If you look at a position, it's like, oh, well, I have 8 tanks there, but I have, like, 50 supply, you can definitely attack all these mines. But look, Pandora, strong move here, finally taking the center. If he gets set up above Kiko's natural, Kiko is always having a threat of a sudden attack hanging over him. I would like to see Pandora move over to the other high ground point. Man, the battle for the bottom right here is ongoing. This is like the little skirmish while the main battle happens. Yeah.
Another like starport going up as well for Kiko.
Ooh, where is
and
it? Oh, I see.
Almost 80 SCVs. Second starport in the main.
Well, I assume he's going to go with Wraiths with this, or maybe more dropships. I don't think he's going to go Battlecruiser at this point. Look at this Pandora coming up here. Oh, look at that scan. That's a money scan. He sees exactly the attack that's about to come. Not that there's really much reaction he's going to make, because all this stuff's already just sitting here sieged.
Yeah, the reaction is to leave your tank sieged.
Oh, I don't know if Pandor should actually attack full on. I feel like he'd be better off just securing this position, but he is going to go in here. There's not that many tanks for Kiko, but I feel like it's enough. And Pandor really getting in deep before he sieges. I don't know if that was really that well executed, but we'll see. Well...
Raids are going to go down. He's going to pick off the 3rd barracks of the day, maybe.
Yeah, it seems like. Man, Kiko must be getting mad about that so far. And look, Pandor lost a lot of tanks attacking in there, but this is still a very threatening position. So Kiko has to keep all these units here, or else suddenly his match will be contained, and that's almost a death sentence here. And also, moving big armies past here is very difficult now. Pandor doesn't have the vision, unfortunately. Was that a miss, or did that target a mine?
Looks like Kiko is going pretty heavily into the raids. He's going for Cloak and making raids out of 2-star ports now.
Yeah, when you have an economic advantage, it's a good way to turn it into a win. If you just suddenly show up with like 12 plus waves somewhere that Terran didn't expect. Terran, I keep saying Terran as TBT. And look at this, Pandor actually has gone into dropships now, which, you know, I like that move, but this is just what I was saying. Like, usually Wraiths, you see them built at this period in the game as a counter to dropships.
More dropships, though, coming towards what looks like the 3rd of Kiko.
Well, there are Goliaths there. Those 2 Goliaths will kill 1 dropship for target. Where is he going? He's going to hit this location.
He's going to drop the line.
He wants to kill. He wants to head into the natural here. Now, he didn't unsiege an attack with his own units, but that was very cost efficient. Look how many tanks he took out there. If he unsieged and moved forward at the same time, that would have been really strong. It looks like he's going to try and move forward a little, but I don't think it's going to quite work out. Man, that barracks is definitely going to die, isn't it? Now,
I can't imagine Kiko repairing it.
Upgrade's really favoring Kiko right now. 2-2 on Kiko, well 1-0 for Pandor. That's actually a huge
Pandor's
deal.
at 2-0 now.
Oh, just between when I checked it and when you tell me. God damn. Okay, well that helps a lot, and I don't think +2 armor is enough to save you. Look at this Wraith just trying to drain the scans, although I don't know if it's worth 100 gas to drain 1 scan. Just look at that. Well, he doesn't lose it. Oh yeah, see, this is why...
Now he does.
This is not really that good at this point in the game. You either need to
Paper
have a lot of them, yeah, to just attack, or... Yeah, once Goliath ranges out, the kind of scouting aspect is quite a knife's edge thing, and if you're a pro, definitely they can make that worthwhile, but for this level of play, I feel like these Cloak Wraiths are not going to be good unless you have a whole bunch of them and just attack something.
It's actually secured this double gas, but he's only mining from one of the gas. I feel like just getting that 2nd gas geyser up could really be something that swings this game. He's really got the minerals to take advantage of it.
There's so many idle SCVs, and it looks like he'll transfer signs. Right. Speaking of SCVs, in the bottom right, slaughtered, but at least Pandor knows now that this base is here. And it's not defended. A drop could easily take that stuff out. Now, speaking of drops, by the way, the top left turret's going up, but maybe just too late. Is there stuff in these dropships? There is. He's getting ready. Is he going to do it? Maybe he decides not to. Man, he missed his window because the dropship's coming up. And the turrets are finishing. Man, if he went like 10 seconds earlier, still not a bad drop at all. Not a bad drop at all. Did he unload everything? I feel like he has more stuff. There you go. Ooh. Well, maybe not the best executing. Did everything get out of the dropships? It did. Nice defense by Kiko. Now Pandor's really on the ropes here. He needs to make something happen, I feel like, because look how down in supply he is. Look how much gas Kiko has in the bank compared to him.
Yeah. So, for Kiko, this is the point where, like, you could consider maybe trying to go into, like, battle cruisers or something to end it, or is this still not it?
No, I would say no, because look at the positions around the map. This is a weak position near Kiko's natural. There's nothing in the middle here. That's relatively weak up to 12 o'clock, so just making more tank Vulture Goliath you'd be able to bust places. If there was heaps of tanks blocking every possible avenue of attack, definitely, but in this case I would say definitely not. Look at this, he's going to attack just on the ground as well. In fact, you can see he's stopped making Wraiths, which I think is the right decision, because when you know your opponent is kind of like weak in places, you really just want to get more ground stuff and overwhelm them, which is exactly what he's doing. Drops coming down to the bottom right, are going to clean this up. Well, are they though? Let's see.
Or mines.
Let's see. Looks like the mines do pay for themselves, because they're free anyway. But he does clean it up. Wow, stalemate.
Ooh.
Oh, and the
taking out, losing 2 tanks.
He's coming in here with the reinforcements to reclaim it. These vultures going to try, but I think Kiko's going to keep it. Oh, those
at least going to make him work for it.
Yeah, that's right. Ooh. Okay, gets a couple of tanks. Well worth it for 4 vultures anyway. And it looks like enough stuff here from Pandor to secure this, but more dropships coming in. Kiko does not want to let go of this location. He knows how badly Pandor needs more bases here. What's in that dropship? Is that Vultures? Oh, it's Goliath. Nice drop on top of the tanks. Very nicely done. And the ground units coming in at the same time. Looks like Kiko will push him back once again. And honestly, Pandor committed most of his best forces to try to take this. And now, I feel like that was his play. And
getting doubled up in supply now. And
yeah, Kiko's countered his play. So I'm not sure what Pandor's going to do here. Scans go down. Who for Kiko, I guess, so scan the army. Hard to tell in TVT, of course.
I thought that might be the GG timing scan, you know, where you like drop all your scans to make sure you're it's good to leave the game.
Yeah, that's right. He's still playing. I mean, look, Pandor doesn't have to leave yet. He's still mining for sure. And like his opponent isn't really mining that much up here. There's a lot of gas. So I mean, I'm not saying Kiko's dead. I mean, sorry, Pandor's dead, but Kiko is clearly winning, and Pandor needs to make something happen if this game's going to continue. Look at this, these SVs in coming up here. Oh, look at this, taking the center as well. Such a strong move from Kiko, realizing there's actually nothing there. Now, Pandor is massing for an attack, but where will he attack? If he attacks the top here, just as the tanks are getting in position, it could be bad. Well, here we go. Yeah, tanks unfortunately on siege, going to start switching up now. Some damage going down already, but Pandor's forces coming in kind of disjointed, almost single file here. But he does have more. Oh, the tank's doing so much damage from the back there, though. Well, an efficient trade from Kiko, but Pandor with enough ultimately to crush through here, it seems like. But GG's knows he doesn't have quite enough. Well, nicely done by Kiko there. Just gradually took the advantage. I guess how TVT goes, and that's going to be our last game for tonight. Thanks so much for joining me, Packrat.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Excellent games. We are back tomorrow. I have to confirm yet if it'll be 6 PM or 7 PM Eastern, but we will make an announcement, of course. Probably going to be 6 PM is my guess. And don't forget, on Sunday we have the team reveal stream starting at 4 PM Eastern as well. I can't wait for that. Alright guys, see you all hopefully tomorrow for Match of the Week. Thanks for watching. Any last words, Packrat?
Nope.
Alright then.